Independent Left News.
Independent Left News.
Indie Left News.
Independent Left News.
Oh yeah, and I get news from Independent Left.
Thank you, Independent Left News.
They actually put up posts of different shows, different things going on.
Check out Indie Left. They're doing a lot of good things. They're on Twitter and Instagram, and they've helped promote our show a lot.
Thanks for the work you do behind the scenes too. This man does our Discord and some other help, so just love to shout him out. Thanks so much, man.
Yeah. They kind of really do a great job of pushing.
Thank you, Independent Left, for reminding me of that.
Check out Independent Left News.
Indie Left News.
Indie Left, shout out.
All right. Happy Wednesday, guys. Welcome to Sabby Sabs podcast. I'm your host, Sabrina Salvati. If you are new, I want to let you know that Sabby Sabs podcast is a part of Revolutionary Blackout Network. You can catch me there on Thursdays for the Roundtable and Friday for the Sabby Show. And you can catch me here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. I have a special guest with me tonight. Indie Left News is here. He's also the host and the creator of Indie News Network. And he's here tonight with a huge story that I've been waiting to discuss. So welcome, Indie.
Well, thank you. It wasn't just me that wrote it, but yes, big fan, of course, of the show. Everybody knows we love Sabby Sabs, and we amplify her daily on Independent Left News and Leftist.today and all the things that we're doing. And a little more than 6 months ago, we came together with a bunch of independent small content creators, kind of inspired by the RBN FHL model and the MCSC model, and a bunch of us. So, we had writers and content creators, streamers and podcasters, and we all decided to help each other and amplify each other. And a few of us collaborated together to put together this piece, which we saw that Breaking Points, as you amazingly and brilliantly pointed out last week, was coming together to form some kind of a collaborative affiliate network between all the channels that they were amplifying. And some of my INN friends, brothers and sisters, we all got together and said, let's put together a piece that examines who these people are and what their backgrounds and motivations are, and are they truly independent? And let's start examining that. And it's been a rewarding and kind of haunting and frightening to learn what's going on. And that's why I'm here, and I'm glad to be able to talk to you about that.
Awesome. So guys, let me let you know what I will be covering tonight. I'm going to go ahead and share my thumbnail really quick with you here. So tonight I'll be talking about Breaking Points funding. So of course, Indy is going to help me with that. I'm also going to discuss Matthew McConaughey Speaks Out, and also 4-day work week. Now that's an interesting story that just broke. And of course, Indie Left is here. So I want to go ahead and get started with that article that you and your crew put together, Indy. So let's go ahead and share that. And I'm going to let you, take the lead from here.
Oh, you're going to share it. Okay, cool. All right. So yes, this is an article that we put together. Again, just in examining, first we have the video that you wanted to share, and the Big Mad Crab, who does all of our thumbnails, he's our creative director over at INN, Greg. He started to put together some of these clips, gathering breaking points and some of the affiliates and some of the things that they're saying, and just kind of examine what we're looking at. And in putting this together, he uncovered some more things. So I don't know if you want to run the YouTube video, the clip. You said you wanted to do that first, Sabby?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that first. So the name of this article is called Breaking Point's New Network Features Neocons and Squad Apologists. So before we get deep into the article, there's a lot of information here that you guys need to see. I do want to play this video here, which kind of gives you a short summary of what you should be looking out for when you are watching Breaking Points, which I think is very important. And this was put together by Big Mad Crab, who's also a part of N. So let me go ahead and actually hit watch on YouTube, because it looks a little bit better when we do that here.
Cool.
And here we go.
That's Ryan Gribb. Somebody's criticizing AOC in the squad. I have to come shit on a random podcaster. I'm the DC bureau chief of the fucking billionaire-funded Intercept, and I still have to peruse in Twitter defending politicians against podcasters' accurate descriptions.
The Chinese are less likely now to invade because of the setbacks the Russians have experienced there. So that's why I think the war matters there. But the Defense Department, the White House, they are doing a great job.
That's what we already know, that Republicans are terrible.
What I tell people is if you have a conscience, you will vote third party for the rest of your life, because how dare you vote for these people?
In 2020, I voted for Biden.
Joe Biden, a racist, warmongering puppet and tool of Wall Street and an enemy of the workers, and somehow you're going to pat yourself on the back of you're a good person.
I think Donald Trump is a danger. I think he's terrible. I also know that I'm a white person saying this. But Hillary Clinton is not slam dunk 100% better that I, as an individual, can in good conscience vote for this.
There seems to be a laser focus on one party. There's earmuffs.
Hear you saying, David, is you're giving it an out for them to not do this, and that's
no.
disappointing.
I'm not giving them an out.
Yeah,
I'm saying I don't know the answer to when push really came to shove. If you said, I want these things that you really don't want to do, and that those lawmakers should then vote in the way that we're talking about to elect Kevin McCarthy speaker. Just as a human being,
you're misframing this. As a human being, you keep misframing the issue.
She can't get 218 Democrats, then there's no speaker,
right.
And then it kicks back to the caucus, and then it's chaos, and then a whole bunch of people can run, and then somebody will emerge. Somebody would emerge from that process.
As he points out, you don't get Kevin McCarthy as speaker.
But as long as we're not arming the Azov battalion, I have no problem arming Ukraine in general so that they can protect themselves from Russian aggression.
Ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history.
They are very comfortable and okay with multipolarity. I mean, they've laughed at me.
So what is that? So what is multipolarity?
Right, so they've laughed at me when I'm like, God, we'll be doomed to Europe. And they're like, oh, well, in Europe they have healthcare. I'm like, yeah, but they also have no say over the global affairs of the world. I want to write the affairs of the world, the rules of the road. I want to be the only blue water navy.
So first and foremost, Indy, I want to say, well done, very well done. And I have to say, like, that was so cringe, just hearing their talking points like that, which I had been suspicious about this before. I thought there was something up with their talking points last year, I noticed. And it was interesting to me because they continued to say that they were independent. Before we go on with the article, there is one thing I do need to retract. Last week, when I talked about this video and I talked about the platforms that were now partnering with Breaking Points, I made an error and I didn't realize that at that time. Real News Network is actually not partnering with Breaking Points. Now, I just repeated what Breaking Points said on their show, but now I was sent a tweet from Max, which I do want to share this. Someone sent this to me. Now, this is from Max Alvarez, who runs Real News Network. And he did put out this tweet. Apparently, I need to address a rumor. No, the Real News Network has not merged with Points Community. That's Breaking Points, by the way. That's their Twitter account. We remain an independent nonprofit network, and all of our stuff is exclusively posted on our channels. I produce a bi-weekly labor video for Breaking Points and get paid $300 as a freelancer. That's it. So I did want to come back and retract that for you guys, because I don't want you to go on, continue thinking that that's the case, because that's not the case, obviously, but that was reported on Breaking Point show. That's why I said that to you. But Max has come back and he has retracted that. So I did want to point that out to you. So I don't know what happened with that, Indy. It seemed like there was obviously some miscommunication there between the two, because they did announce that on their show.
Yeah, they did. And I think that it actually took some people by surprise. Clearly, they did not know that they would be mentioned. They did not have any kind of a statement prepared. We at INN also reached out to Max to get a statement, and he sent a little bit more information over that's actually going to be included, and we're going to include his whole response quoted in the follow-up piece to this piece that we're going to go through today, and that's hopefully going to be published in the next couple of days, just tidying some things up there. But there's still a ton here. Just going into the main hosts, and what we really do in the follow-up is but dig into some of the affiliates and the people that were named as affiliated channels who have also appeared on Breaking Points, and where do they fit into this whole equation?
Yeah,
so I'm going to share my.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll share my screen.
Share, be easier.
Sure, that's great. Thank you. And again, it really was a team effort, a collaborative effort. Hopefully I can see, I don't see myself on the screen, my screen. Okay, now I see it. Perfect. So again, what we have here again is that Breaking Point's new network features neocons and squad apologists. We've got Greg's incredible video, and he put that together. And what he said was, I think there's more here. And in looking at this, we started looking at some of the connections and the people behind the Breaking Points network, and are they really truly independent? They certainly announced that they were when they launched their network. But what we include a quote from Caitlin Johnstone talking about kayfabe populism and kind of setting up a fake argument and setting up what the parameters of the discussion are, both inside the mainstream media and just outside the mainstream media. So they're now, what we're saying here is that the billionaires are now not only buying the narrative that everybody's seeing primarily, but they're now also trying to buy their way into the edges of the narrative. Okay, so that they can now define what is considered acceptable to even the edges of conversation, and then suck up all the airspace that independent media used to have as well. Truly independent media, not funded or aligned with a billionaire serving their talking points and their agenda. So again, we look at the Young Turks and we look at Tucker Carlson as two legacy examples, and how they've taken big money from big establishment figures and big establishment organizations, and it's certainly affected their coverage in some way, shape, or form. Okay, right. And then we point to how the latest example of this is Breaking Points.
Can I just point out something really quick, Indy?
Please.
Can you just scroll back up to where you show Tucker Carlson? I just want to point out that if you notice, he's not just calling out like left media, he's also calling out right media as well. So I just want to point that out.
Oh, the entire right wing is a funded propaganda arm that actually gets more in line than the left does. And they get in line with talking points, and they're literally handed down talking points from above. I mean, you can see this because they literally talk about the same topics across different channels, across different shows, across different hosts. And it like it's coordinated. Well, no, it is coordinated. Okay, so I don't even really focus on or talk about those networks. They get a lot of popularity. They have a lot of eyeballs and airtime, and because they have the money to buy off the advertisers, and they're serving the defense industry, and they're serving the pharmaceutical industry, and they're serving the big money donors and Wall Street and the banks. I mean, that's who advertise on, and of course, brought to you by Pfizer. Everything is brought to you by Pfizer these days.
Right.
So again, we start looking at Breaking Points, right? And originally they were Rising. And let's see, how did Rising become Breaking Points? Well, originally you had Crystal Ball, who had started the show with Buck Sexton. Now, Crystal Ball herself was never really an independent media personality. She worked for corporate media. She, then made a run for Congress. Then she worked for MSNBC. And then she started a PAC, and we can talk a little bit about the PAC that she started, and that's a little further down. Okay, and again, so Buck Sexton was the original host. it was pretty mainstream right-wing neocon stuff alongside her, and she was kind of the lefty buffer, quote unquote. But again, she talks a good game, and everybody likes Crystal Ball. She's very friendly and she smiles a lot, and she says the right things. But what's behind her, and that's what we're looking at, is who's behind her and what's happened in the last few years, and is she really? What's her motivation? Is she really looking to gut the system and address systemic inequality and provide mutual aid to people who are needing it and get the money in hands of people who need it right now, while disrupting the wealthy people within the system? It doesn't feel that way.
Right.
So Sagar joins Rising, and the show takes off, and they build that channel up to, I don't know, I think The Hill Rising was over 1 million subscribers even when it may not even have been that big, but I know that the channel had grown quite large. I don't know the numbers here. I'll need to look that up. And then they decide that they're going to leave and they're going to become independent. They want to be free from the influence of The Hill. And okay.
So I do want to add something in here about Rising. Now, this is something that Kim Iverson did say when she came on the show last year. She did explain to me that there seemed to be this notion that a lot of people, for whatever reason, thought that Rising was independent. And she did debunk that when Kim came on here. She did debunk that and say, no, they're part of The Hill. They're corporate. They're not independent. But people thought that, or some people thought that, because Crystal and Saga were hosting the show and there was a lot of Bernie Sanders coverage on there. But Rising is not independent. So for people who are not aware, I do want to say that. So when they said they were leaving, and they didn't have a good experience there from what I understand too. But when they said they were leaving and they were starting Breaking Points, it was like a huge thing, because it was like, wow, now they finally get to be truly independent, right?
Well, that's the way it was sold, and there's a video that, and I think that it was actually in the in the next clip that we're going to be cutting as part of the second article, that has we're going to start something new. We're going to be independent, and we're not going to toe the line for corporate America. It's actually kind of funny. And again, so what are they trying to do? Oh, well, let's upgrade that studio. Got to upgrade that studio. Yep, guys. But this is what really got me was this tweet. Okay, now there's a couple things about this tweet that I find really interesting. First off, that Sagar's putting it out from his own personal Twitter. Why? Breaking Points doesn't have their own Twitter account. After all the success and all this YouTube growth, this is not an official show Twitter account. As far as I know, it's not. It only has 25,000 subscribers. How could they only have 25,000 subs for a YouTube channel that has over 800,000? Right. The other thing is that this tweet from Sagar on June 1st had only 21 retweets.
Wait,
wow.
What? Okay, something is weird. Yeah, because even I have, I have what? I just hit 17K subs on YouTube. I have 20,000 followers on Twitter. So that account has 25,000 followers.
Well, let's take a quick look at the BP community, and the BP community has 12,300 followers.
No freaking way.
Sorry, it's not even 25,000. Unofficial account for Breaking Points. It says right there, it's the unofficial account. They don't have a Twitter for the show. I mean, okay, they clearly don't need it, but in today's media landscape and environment where they're incredibly media savvy, it's just weird how they don't do a live stream. They upload clips a few times a week, a couple times a week off of a show that's recorded at some point. And then here's this one from the community. Again, they only have 12,000 followers, 2 retweets.
That is so strange. I guess I never paid attention to that because I don't watch them anymore. Like I started watching them when they first started, and then I heard the talking points and I was like, yeah, I don't know what this is about, but I'm out of here. But I didn't realize that.
So this is the tweet that really piqued my interest and got us all like not hype, but saying what's going on here. So you're naming a lot of publications, some of which we've included in Independent Left News, people who we respect, people who we know have gone to the corporate side already. And then we've got a couple of unknown folks that we need to look a little bit deeper into and learn about them. Maybe they're great. Maybe who knows what they're all about. So so we looked at this tweet. Again, big fan of Matt Stoller. We've had a long history with our friend Jordan Chariton, Ryan Grimm, of course, the Grimm Job, and our friends over at The Intercept. And The Real News does great work. James Lee, it turns out, 5149 so far, seems he's pretty good. Nobody's really heard about him much, and he's got a pretty small and growing channel, and it's kind of like a second thought in my opinion. So again, these are all of the people that are affiliated with these different affiliated networks. So what they're trying to do is align to try to become stronger. And I completely agree with that strategy. I think that it's important for like-minded channels in the independent space to do that. But when there's a lot of corporate funding behind it, and then they're selling themselves as independent, that's where we're running into substantial issues. And this is why we wrote the piece, is because they are now positioned in the marketplace and in the whatever you want to call the YouTube space of entertainment. They're being sold and presented as a independent, a user-funded, bootstrap type of channel, and maybe, but not really. And that's why. Go ahead.
Right. So I just want to mention to people at the beginning of that video that we played, Pierre. So Pierre is a billionaire. He founded eBay, and so he's connected here, right? Because he's part of the Intercept. So for people, when Jimmy Dore makes that joke and says Ryan Grimm is paid by 3 billionaires, like that's true. That's not like an exaggeration. So he's in the mix here. And then I know you're going to I'll let you get into the stuff about Crystal and about like the Hudson Institute and all of that stuff too.
Yeah, that's what really raised the red flags with us, was the Marshall and Sager. And again, shout out to the Dissident, who also has a great Substack, the 307.substack.com. He's a member of the Indie News Network. He did a lot of the research on Marshall and Sager, who I, again, have not really been paying very much attention to. They're not in the lefty space, but they're part of the independent media space in their minds, and they're claiming to be. So it's really interesting. She talked about some of her reflections in the 1 year, but we talked a little bit about Crystal and her background, that there was a financial corruption scandal around the People's House Project in 2018, where I think you even covered this, that less than 3% of the money raised went to funding candidates. It was about $48,000, but there was over $273,000 paid in salary to Crystal herself. And yet also alarming, DNC connected law firm Perkins Coie was paid almost $18,000, the sixth highest paid vendor.
Right.
So that also, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
That also raised red flags, because they were involved. Perkins Coie, if you look, they were involved in the entire Hillary Clinton lawyer leaking the Steele dossier, and the Michael Sussman, who was recently acquitted. He is a partner in this law firm, and as it turns out, this law firm actually shares a workspace with the FBI. This is the law firm she paid 4 years ago to run her PAC.
Right. And I want to share something here too for people who are questioning that, because this is something that I've seen people interview Crystal Ball, and they don't ask her about that money. And I think people need to ask about that. So let me go ahead and I'll share that here. So this is what Indy is referring to. Crystal Ball's Democratic PAC gives less than 3% of money raised to candidates. So for those who are not aware, Crystal Ball did run for Congress. So this article was published February 13th, 2018. And it says a PAC ran by progressive media personality Crystal Ball has paid more money for her salary than it has given in support of Democratic congressional candidates. The stated mission of Ball's Run People's House project is to support working and middle class Democratic House candidates in the Midwest and Appalachian states. But the FEC records show, and guys, this is what I went over last night. Those receipts I showed you about Reid Hoffman and the money that he was donating to Crystal Ball, even going into 2020 when there was no longer a campaign for her. That was all from the FEC. The FEC records show that of the nearly $120,000 the group raised last year, $69,500 was paid out to Ball. Of $115,000 in total expenditures, only $3,250, less than 3% of all money raised, was donated to House candidates. And Eric, you can feel free to share that article with people in the chat as well. But Indy, I'll let you go ahead and continue with your article.
All right, sure. I was actually just sharing the link to the article as well for people in the chat. So if they want to see it later on, I can't put the dot, so I'm not a mod, but I put it in there without the dot. So here we go. I've got my screen back on, hopefully, and we're back at Perkins Coie. So we look at some of the other people who were paid. I don't know some of these people. Nation Builder makes a website for the for the PAC. And again, $21,000 to spend on a website seems like a lot of money, but who am I? We actually covered Reef and I. Reef and I do a show every Sunday night called How Did We Miss That? And back in November, as it turns out, Reid Hoffman, the benefactor who funded a lot of this PAC, all right, he teamed up with George Soros to spend $500 million. This was an article in the Gray Zone to fight disinformation with a company called Good Information Inc. So that also somehow factors into all of this, on top of the fact that Reid Hoffman was involved in developing and launching the Shadow app, which was instrumental in knifing Bernie in the Iowa caucus in 2020. He has funded DNC, and he is heavily DNC connected. And that also has to opens into question, if this is the guy who's funding Crystal, why? And
right, like the receipts I showed last night, like he was giving her thousands of dollars in 2020. Why? She wasn't a candidate then.
Right. So again, we get into Marshall and Sagar and how they work for the Hudson Institute. Both the co-host of the realignment used to actually be, as Robbie Martin says here, it actually used to be the official Hudson Institute podcast. So they basically just took it over. And who funds the Hudson Institute? Weapons manufacturers like Raytheon and Northrop Grumman.
Yeah, for people who are not aware, so the Hudson Institute is a neocon think tank. And so they're backed by weapons manufacturers. They're backed by people like Northrop Grumman, which would explain some of their talking points that they have on breaking points and the realignment when it comes to China. Because there's a lot of fear mongering that comes from Sagar about China. So now this is why you need to know about the funding, so you understand why people have the talking points that they have.
And why they're bad on Ukraine, apparently, too. I again, have not been paying attention, but again, they're going to carry the national security state line, at least from the Sagar side. So you're going to get a lot of this fear mongering and a lot of this bombastic military saber rattling. Again, who's been on the realignment? You've got Mike Pompeo, of course, who's now going to have to testify in a Spanish court, I think, because having to do with the UC Global case. Then we've also got Josh Rogan, again, Washington conservative establishment people, Josh Hawley, again, hardcore. Okay, January 6th, who still thinks that they should have vacated the election, which, okay, you do that. Go ahead and do that. Tom Cotton, another one who's dangerous, and he's a war veteran, extremely hawkish, never saw a war he didn't like, and led the Republicans in sending a letter, I remember, to the president of Iran, undermining the president of the United States in an unprecedented type of move. I'd never seen anything like it. So he's really dangerous, and he definitely has presidential aspirations, and he's incredibly hawkish. So we start looking at Marshall specifically, and his own Twitter bio says that he's co-host of the realignment via the Lincoln Network. I'm like, what exactly is the Lincoln Network? So They do several things, but part of what they do is that they're a boutique think tank that works with policymakers and tech innovators to promote market-oriented ideas to strengthen American innovation. I mean, he's a lobbyist. He's being paid to say what he's saying. All right. He may believe it, and he may be paid because he actually believes it, and his beliefs actually align with the way that they're doing this. But they wouldn't be paying if he wasn't saying that the way that he's saying the things that he believes. And he's being paid handsomely, and he's wearing nice suits, and he certainly presents as a respectable figure who you should listen to because he sounds smart.
Well, can I just say something else too? It's really interesting to me how like he is basically, and I think this is important for people to understand, by him being the one black person, a part of this partnership or whatever you want to call it, he is now going to be the voice for black people. Marshall Kosloff is going to be the voice for black people. He is essentially right now a token. And I'm sorry. I hope more people are calling this out, but this is suspect. This is a problem. You mean to tell me the voice that you have?
When you see his ties, okay, when you start to see that he's tied to AIPAC.
Yeah, exactly. He's anti-BDS. He's against BDS. And this is the voice that they have for the black community as a part of Breaking Points. They picked a black conservative.
Yep.
Wow.
Right. Okay. So it's kind of funny, but the conservatives are the people of color here.
Yep.
I do find that interesting. And I'm sure they had to search pretty far and wide, but to find one that was purported to be independent at the same time. And look, Sagar, look at those beautiful teeth. The rumor has it, and if you look at him now when he smiles, the rumor is that he had veneers, and I think he even talks about it on the show that he's had his teeth capped for veneers, and he looks great. He wears $2,000 suits he's dressed to the nines. He's well funded, and again, why? Because he also is part of the Hudson Institute. Okay, but and they have the Realignment podcast that's already been monetized and has already been paying them and allows them to be able to fund all of this, on top of the fact they could potentially go get a business loan from a bank and do this bootstrapped quote, or use their own funding from the money that they had gotten over the years being funded by billionaires and think tanks and weapons manufacturers. So
can I just point out for a second? I'm glad that you paused on this picture, because someone mentioned in my chat a couple of days ago that Sagar doesn't talk to Tucker Carlson. That's a lie. I think people need to remember that he actually used to work with Tucker Carlson. So you see what I'm saying? Like, why is it okay for Sagar to have a relationship with Tucker Carlson, but it's not okay for, what's his name? Aaron Mate to go on to Tucker Carlson's show? It's not okay for Chris Malls to go on Tucker Carlson's show. It's not okay for Jimmy Dore to go on Tucker Carlson's show, but it's okay for Sagar to have a relationship with Tucker Carlson. These are the things I want you guys to pay. I want you guys to start paying attention to these things. When people start to smear people for talking to Tucker Carlson, I want you to know if they smear Sagar for doing the same thing, because I noticed they don't.
Well, Sagar's a conservative, so it would be more natural that he would do that. And I think that he, that would be the argument I think you'd get for them. But what you see is that Sagar often slips into neocon talking points, and breaking points. Okay. He once hosted Jacob Hellberg, who said that we should support war with China if they invaded Taiwan, but failed to disclose that he works for a think tank funded by, again, people who would benefit heavily from war and from arming against China, who they are, trying to sell as the big bad enemy now after Russia and Ukraine is over. So where's the next conflict? It's over Taiwan that they're manufacturing. And here these guys are ahead of the game in trying to manufacture consent for arming up against Taiwan or against China to support Taiwan. Sorry.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I could not stick with that show. Like, after they first started, was because I noticed like they were preaching like they will say no, but they were preaching like it was pro-war rhetoric. And I'm like, am I the only one that's noticing this here? So, I'm anti-war. So for me, I was just like, yeah, I cannot rock with this.
I just noticed something here. Look at the ratio, by the way. So this was 136,000 votes you had. Okay. It was more than 50% yes. That's their audience, first of all. But you had only 2,100 likes, but over 5,100 comments.
Yep.
Brutal.
Reef said, I hope Indy plays that video.
Which one?
Reef is in the chat somewhere.
Which one? Probably the one about Marshall and astroturfing and working for the lobby in AIPAC.
Yes. Okay. Probably.
And they were disrupting a BDS protest. It's about 5 or 6 minutes long. I don't know if you want to watch the whole thing. This is where Sagar's talking about I want to be the only blue water Navy. But wait a minute, you would rather be the only blue water Navy than give Americans health care. He laid it out right there. In his own words. Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Reef said the astroturfing one.
Yep, that's this. Okay. So I can play that here. And let me see if I can. Hopefully, can you hear it?
No, I probably have to play it on my end.
Oh, okay.
I probably do.
Sure.
Hold on one second. I can just go back into
no problem. No worries. Okay.
Because I saw this video and this was super cringe.
It's actually where the word documentary is, because the embed is not queued up to the exact moment, which is at 14.5 minutes. But if you click on the word documentary, it'll load on YouTube exactly at the moment. That's one little limitation of Substack, guys.
Okay, I'm sorry. You said it's got 14 minutes?
It's about 14:30. They introduce Marshall, and he's sitting in a bus.
Okay, I see it. All right, here we go. Let me add it to the
let
stream.
me stop sharing my screen. Go ahead. You got it.
Okay. Eric, you might need to do volume booster on this one real quick. Yeah, I know. I remember I was listening to some of this and I was just like, what the heck?
How you feel like attention getting and just like total like no given
We're gonna
like we're gonna be more pros than we can imagine. Just to like provoke everyone.
Pollock believes the American public, unlike those in Britain, will
connect us, to connect dots that they don't exist.
Let me do it, Eric. Let me get it to 14:30. Okay, right here.
Marshall, nice to meet you. This is one of those things where either it's going to be amazing and we're going to defeat BDS, or we're just broken.
Well, you can't beat them, join them.
We're obsessed with winning, so I just want to win. So I want to win something.
They don't win anymore.
The protesters are on a fellowship program run by a conservative think tank called the Hoover Institution.
The whole fellowship is describing as like you guys are like the foot soldiers of the conservative movement. This is actually the first foot soldier activity that I think it's been important to do. Tony, what's your connection to the conspiracy that we're all part of?
Yeah, Diesel Project. So you can't not come.
George
Their plan
Mason,
is to disrupt the National Conference of Students for Justice in Palestine. Marshall said that the pro-Israel protest had been poorly planned.
It's a very fly-by-the-pants procedure. It was basically just like Noah Pollock coming and being like, look, there are these jihadis who basically support suicide bombing, and they're at a campus, and you have to stop them.
So a chance to shout at Arabs?
As we're leaving, we mentioned to our boss yesterday that we're going. She's like, oh yeah, that's mandatory. You need to go.
While they've been told they have to take part in the protest, not everyone on the bus is convinced it's good for their reputation.
You know what my worst nightmare is? I'm actually not kidding. It's a photo of Dion and I together. And we're just like clearly identifiable. And they're like, oh, we're these like traders who sold out to the Jewish conspiracy for money. I'm like, we did. We cost $50,000 plus benefits.
As the bus leaves, they discuss whether there's any point in staging the protest.
I'm just skeptical.
of using the protesting tactic against them?
That's not our demographic. They don't like the reason protests work is when like the people involved really care about it and like want to be there.
But that's what we're supposed to do because they keep existing and they keep expanding, and no matter how many lawmakers come out against BDS, they keep growing.
Hold on, can I stop you for a second? Did you guys hear what she just said? What are we supposed to do because they keep existing and they keep expanding?
Yeah, it's gross. It's gross. Marshall actually tries to make some reasonable points in this whole thing, but he participates in the whole thing. And the thing that I said, this is the first thing they've been forced to do. Forced? How was he forced? I'm just asking.
Okay, I'll play a little bit more here and then I'll get back to the article.
I think by the end of the day, like the notion that the right is ever going to dominate any sort of campus protest is ridiculous.
You can't just let them.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
And that's what happened.
If I were a high-level Jewish donor, I would be like a little more realistic about expectations.
So what would you do if you were a high-level Jewish donor?
I continue to do what you're doing, which is focusing on the actual power structures in it themselves. Like the reality is, there's not a single college president in this country that would actually sign BDS. There is not a single.
They all allow SGP to exist in their campus.
Because of free speech, they cannot let them.
So what are they supposed to do about it?
When a protest is sponsored and organized by outsiders, but made to appear like a popular grassroots movement, it's known as astroturfing.
They did a really job of getting me excited to show up and protest.
It's kind of the way you're putting it kind of sounds a bit like astroturfing.
No. This is astroturfing. No, this is actually the definition. There's a bus.
What does that mean?
So it's when you set up things.
It's the difference between grassroots and astroturf.
You're taking corporate money and you're manufacturing the image of a grassroots movement with corporate money by basically paying people to appear as activists. It just shows how little actual grassroots power they have and how all of their power is at the top.
It's not that astroturfing is wrong, it's just that like your astroturf has to be like committed.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop there.
Wait, what? A committed astroturf. It's hilarious. I mean, the mental gymnastics that I heard in that is wow.
Okay.
And again, independent media. There's your independent media.
Okay, we want to go back to the article.
Yep, I'm sharing it again. Okay. And again, one of the other things is that he also works with a media company called On Deck. But what's really interesting also is that he lists himself in his YouTube profile as the executive producer at Be On Deck. Now, what I find really interesting is when I go to On Deck's website and I look up Marshall, he's a podcast lead. So they're clearly supporting his podcast in some way, shape, or form, but I don't see anything about executive producing anything there. That's kind of interesting also. So we're going to continue to dig into Mr. Marshall and see what his deal is. But the other thing that was pointed out is that he also, according to his LinkedIn page, won the Campus Activist of the Year from APAC.
My God. So this doesn't make any sense. And I have to chime in here and say this because on one hand, you'll see them on Breaking Point say, yeah, you know, we're interviewing Nina Turner. Nina Turner talks about how this dark money came in at the end, you know, towards the campaign right before the election day from APAC. And they'll sympathize with Nina Turner. But at the same time, here you go. You have someone that is a part of your network. I don't even know if they call themselves a network. We can get into that in just a second, Indy. But you have someone that's a part of your network that is funded by APAC. How does that make any sense?
Well, because Reid Hoffman also is involved, I believe, with APAC, and I believe, I don't know if Pierre Omidyar is, but what's happening is that these guys are actually funding both sides. They're funding both sides of the argument so they can set the parameters on both sides, and they control the fake fights in between. That's what we are finding more and more of. Okay. So again, here we get into The Intercept, and we know about The Intercept censoring our friend Glenn Greenwald and the Hunter Biden laptop story, which we know, of course, is true. And he does a scathing 45-minute deep dive on all the things that have gone wrong with The Intercept. And I have questions about how the Intercept was funded in the first place, and Glenn's been incredibly well taken care of for the last 8-10 years. He's got incredible integrity. He's broken some great stories, and this story is not about Glenn Greenwald. And again, this is about the people on Breaking Points, although Sagar is a huge fan of Glenn's. Glenn's been involved with Peter Thiel quite a bit in founding and launching Rumble. Again, tremendous admiration and respect for Glenn Greenwald and what he founded with the Intercept. But what it became is why he left. It's incredibly disappointing to see what it became. Betsy Reed, I think, had a lot to do with that. Jeremy Scahill kind of stepping back in 2020. You didn't really see him much on the scene other than a softball interview of AOC after the election had happened. All right. And again, they've already proven the Hunter Biden laptop story to be authentic at this point. The Intercept effectively had become indistinguishable from mainstream media, and they've aligned now with Bellingcat. And that's one of the other things that we're going to get into in the article. There are examples from 2018 how they were towing the line on Syria. This aligns with Bellingcat. Again, this aligns with State Department talking points where they're ignoring the OPCW whistleblowers, and they're ignoring Aaron Mate's reporting on this, and they're ignoring Nils Melzer. Okay. And then you've got Mehdi Hassan, who, of course, our friend Richard Medhurst would love to throw a shoe at. Bashar al-Assad apologists. Okay, your hero's a war criminal, even if he didn't gas Syrians. Wait a minute. So now you're at least somewhat admitting to the false flag, but it's still now about Assadists. Okay, then there was the story about how they could have potentially even prevented the entire dirty war because the Snowden articles and the Snowden leaks had evidence that showed that the whole thing was the moderate rebels were funded by the Saudi government, and they've whitewashed large jihadist elements within Syria's U.S.-backed rebels. So if we had known this in advance, we would have known about a false flag operation, et cetera, et cetera. They buried these documents, or they did not uncover them until after it was too late. Okay. Then they talked about using an al-Nusra affiliate, Bilal al-Karim, as a source back in 2016. This gives, and again, this is not just 2020, 2021, 2022 stuff, but of course, how were they funded was with a $50 million donation initially by Omidyar. All right. And then he was using this as a write-off and providing 20 million, 30 million, 40 million a year. And then he would just all of a sudden 1 year not donate at all. And they'd have to figure out another source of funding. But as it turns out that they did. But what else was Omidyar involved with? Well, according to Mark Ames, he was involved in the Maidan coup in Ukraine. So now you've got your narrative managers for Ukraine directly funding the Intercept.
That is disgusting, Indy.
And destabilizing a democratically elected government. Okay, that's where Pierre was involved. And again, that's a document that came from Oil Price that he co-funded. Their revolutionary groups with U.S. government documents show. And this is, again, in the web archives from Mark Ames. This link is in the Substack that you can find on indienewsnetwork.substack.com. Okay. And again, you've got Alex Rubenstein and Max also investigating Omidyar on the gray zone. And this was from InPress News back in 2019. Okay, how he's funding global information war and shaping the media landscape. Probably pretty similar to what we were talking about, because he's been funding both sides for a while, left and right. So he's involved with the Intercept heavily, but he's not the only one. And this is where our friend MCSC, shout out to Robbie Yeager, Robledo Fire, Politify News, Yeager.substack.com. He put out this tweet, and this again was in 2019 or 2020, that Dustin Moskovitz was funding First Look Media Works with a $31 billion donation. Okay. It was $32.5 billion, according to the filings by Michael Bloom, who runs that fund. And that fund has a total net worth of $2.016 billion. The Silicon Valley Community Foundation. That's who donated the money to the Intercept for 2019. It wasn't Pierre. But Pierre's involved. And likely, Pierre, there's a relationship there. Again, I'm not going to speculate, and I'm not going to say that there was. I don't know that for a fact. However, there's more research here.
Yeah, Robbie does really good work for those who are not
he's amazing.
familiar.
He's amazing. Shout out to our friend Robbie. But again, Center for American Progress, also funded by the Silicon Valley Community Foundation. Third Way, Center for Popular Democracy, Sunrise Movement. All these organizations need to be more thoroughly investigated. Then you've got, again, 95% of funding for the Intercept parent, got over 97 million from Good Ventures. We talked about what Good Ventures was. It's a private foundation from Dustin Moskovitz and his wife. I mean, you just go down the rabbit hole and there's money all around this that's trying to shape influence and to make sure that certain narratives are conveyed. There's also a little bit of a dive into Matt Stoller, who is phenomenal on monopolies and phenomenal on business, but is also a China hawk. He is always talking about war with China. So what China's goal is to subvert the current international global order. I mean, who is it on us to determine the international global order?
No, this is just
Reef and Colin and some of our brothers over at Indie News Network covered this last week. They went through an older draft of this on INN News last week. So actually, that's going to be coming up tonight. I don't know. We're not going to have a chance to get through the new one, but definitely later on tonight. I think it starts at 9 or 9:30. Pop over to rockfin.com/INN. Yay, rockfin.com/INN. INN now has a Rockfin channel. We're so excited. Thank you, Rockfin.
Woohoo! And for those who are just joining, because some people weren't here at the beginning, can we play that video one more time? Indy, the first one?
Maybe you should run it on your side again so that we have the sound, because we had that issue before. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that you can pop it on yours.
Cool. Let me come out. Oh, I am in there. Okay. Yeah. For those just joining, because I noticed the numbers have jumped. For those just joining, this is what we were talking about here. Breaking Point's new network features neocons and squad apologists. So I do want to play that summary video really quickly to show you guys some of the talking points. This gentleman right here in the middle, this is Pierre Odemeyer. He is a billionaire. He co-founded eBay. And of course, most of you will know the other people that are part of the network behind them. I'm going to go ahead and play this again, and then I'll say what I said again about Real News Network in just a second. Sorry, I just want to interject right here. Right here, Real News Network is also added. And I do want to say that Matt, I played this earlier, Max Alvarez has come out on Twitter and said that Real News Network is not a part of Breaking Points as a partnership. He has come forward and said that that is not the case. So they did announce this on their show on Breaking Points, but Max says, no, Real News Network is not a part of Breaking Point's partnership. So I do just want to clarify that again for people just joining.
That's Ryan Gribb. Somebody's criticizing AOC and the squad. I have to come shit on a random podcaster. I'm the DC bureau chief of the fucking billionaire-funded Intercept, and I still have to peruse in Twitter defending politicians against podcasters' accurate descriptions.
The Chinese are less likely now to invade because of the setbacks the Russians have experienced there. So that's why I think the war matters there. But the Defense Department, the White House, they are doing a great job.
That's what we already know, that Republicans are terrible.
What I tell people is if you have a conscience, you will vote third party for the rest of your life, because how dare you vote for these people?
In 2020, I voted for Biden.
Joe Biden a racist, warmongering puppet and tool of Wall Street and an enemy of the workers, and somehow you're going to pat yourself on the back of you're a good person.
I think Donald Trump is a danger. I think he's terrible. I also know that I'm a white person saying this. But Hillary Clinton is not slam dunk 100% better that I, as an individual, can in good conscience vote for this.
There seems to be a laser focus on one party. Blinders, earmuffs.
Hear you saying, David, is you're giving it an out for them to not do this, and that's
No, I'm not giving them an out.
Yeah,
I'm
you
saying I don't know the answer to when push really came to shove. If you said, I want these things that you really don't want to do, and that those lawmakers should then vote in the way that we're talking about to elect Kevin McCarthy speaker. Just as a human being,
you're misframing this. You keep, as a human being, you keep misframing the issue.
She can't get 218 Democrats, then there's no speaker,
right.
And then it kicks back to the caucus, and then it's chaos, and then a whole bunch of people can run, and then somebody will emerge. Somebody would emerge from that process.
As he points out, you don't get Kevin McCarthy as speaker.
But as long as we're not arming the Azov battalion, I have no problem arming Ukraine in general so that they can protect themselves from Russian aggression.
Ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history.
They are very comfortable and okay with multipolarity. I mean, they've laughed at me.
So what is that? So what is multipolarity?
Right, so they've laughed at me when I'm like, God, we'll be doomed to Europe. And they're like, oh, well, in Europe they have healthcare. And I'm like, yeah, but they also have no say over the global affairs of the world. I want to write the affairs of the world, the rules of the road. I want to be the only blue water navy.
Again, excellent work. Excellent work, Indy. Guys, please definitely follow their channel. I just put the link to their channel in the chat. You guys have done like great work here. Like, honestly, I said this last year when Case Study QB came on. I was like, there was something about breaking points to me. I was just like, I don't believe they're 100% independent. I just didn't believe it because I was looking at the numbers and like, if you're in this game, you kind of know how much things cost. Audio equipment to be mic'd up in a studio and not have actual mic in front of you. Those things are very expensive, you guys. And yes, I know they have Patreons and they have like, you know, subscriptions and things like that. But I'm looking at somebody like David Pakman, who has millions of followers. Granted, I know David's not really left, but has millions of followers. Even David Pakman has sponsors. You know what I mean? You'll see like commercials and stuff like that, like on his show. So he doesn't claim to be something that he's not. Same thing with TYT. They acknowledge that they got that money from Jeffrey Katzenberg. So my thing is, if you are backed by billionaire money, don't come on stream. Well, not really stream because they don't really live stream. Don't come onto your show asking people for money and telling them that you're only funded by your viewers. Like, that's the problem that I have. You know how many people, since this article came out, you know how many people have reached out to me and told me that they canceled their subscription for Breaking Points because they truly believe they didn't have any other money coming in. Like, that's not right.
They call themselves, we're going to make a new mainstream. I mean, they're basically, they tell you what they're going to do, and they just, but we're independent. Are they really truly independent? That's what really got us all kind of looking into this, because we all are bootstrapped. We all are self-funded. We are not corporate tied. We are not billionaire tied whatsoever. Okay, we're here to represent the people. We're here to get the agenda across for the people. And we're not here to gatekeep, and we're not here to tell people that it can't be done now. And that's what a lot of these people have in common. They're all running a lane. And I'm going to talk about this in the next one, but there was just recently they did a clip where Crystal basically comes out and admits that there really is no lane for straight news anymore, and that everything is going to be catered to a specific audience, not realizing that it was really telling on themselves as much as talking about, quote unquote, the right wing or the left wing or whatever it is. It's all just corporate funded, serving the interests of somebody. And you have to look at who. It doesn't mean that all the work they're ever doing is terrible and that you should dismiss it completely. What that means is we need to take it into consideration. We need to take it with a grain of salt. and we need to consider what their agenda and motivation behind what they're saying, why they're saying is, and use it as a data point.
Right, 100%. And this makes a lot of sense, Indy, because now when I think back on the fact that Ryan Grimm smeared the marches for Medicare for All, he smeared our General Strike Summit. Keep in mind, back then, we didn't even have 10,000 subs like back then, I don't think. He smeared all those, any type of direct action, things that we were trying to get done outside of electoral politics. Here they would come in. Like people like Ryan Grimm would smear us like on Twitter. And I look back at it and I'm like, these people are controlled. Like, I feel like they're controlled opposition because it's like you say you want better things for people, but they only want you to do it through the Democratic Party. Anytime you try to do something outside of that, with the exception of labor, anytime you try to do something outside of that, like mutual aid or direct action, if you notice, they don't really back it. I remember when Crystal and Sagar were still on Rising, I had to stop watching them on Rising because I didn't like the talking points that Sagar had about the George Floyd protest. And to seeing Crystal sitting there right beside him and just nod and go along with him and not even push back, and you're supposed to be the left perspective on the show, I was like, I'm not going to be watching you for a while. I'm not going to be watching you for a while. You sit there and you let Sagar say the things that he said about the George Floyd protest. And so the point that I want to get across to everyone watching this is all of those people that you saw, all those people are wealthy. They're not like us.
Access. Yep. Access and comfort. Those were the two words that I just wrote down, Sabby, were access and comfort. And that's what the everybody here is really looking for, is access and comfort. The only one that I would say might not be is David Sirota, but he wants to maintain his comfort. We've talked a little bit about, and you've done some incredible work in digging into David and his background. And I was kind of fooled in a way too, and kind of big fan, supporter, still a subscriber to, you know, the free version of the Lever, what used to be the Daily Poster, because he does call out, like I said, Democratic corruption. But why? The biggest thing that I keep pointing back to, and again, this is going to be in the follow-up piece, so I'm going to give a little bit of a preview, is he won't acknowledge or talk about Julian Assange ever.
That's another one. That's another one. So that's a telling point for me if people won't even like mention it, right? And there's some people that won't mention it. And
I mean, you're going to create a news agency. He's created an entire media agency, okay, where they're standing up to the power structures in certain places. Now, are they doing that because they know that if they don't question the intelligence state and the military apparatus, that they're really not going to have fear of being locked up and persecuted and thrown into Belmarsh for a story that they're reporting? Probably they know that if they play within certain boundaries, they're going to be allowed to do that and expose certain things, because that serves the ratings and it serves the distraction. Because what do we talk about? Right fighting left or blue fighting red while they run away with the green. That's the whole idea.
Right. No, it's true. Basically what they're doing, guys, is they're doing like what Indy put in that video, or Mad Crab put in that video. They're doing corporate news' job for them under the guise of being independent. They have some of the same talking points as MSNBC now. It didn't used to be like that. Like, come on. You watched a lot of these people. They changed. Let me add this back to the stream. I'm going to show you guys what happened here. What happened to Secular Talk? The talking points I heard on Secular Talk last year was not, I was like, I can't watch this anymore. This guy's far gone now. You would have never heard that from Kyle years ago. The talking points that you hear from Crystal Ball now, even so, I'm just like, what happened to that fire in that fight that you used to hear when Bernie Sanders was running? You don't hear it anymore. If you want to go over here, even to like Jordan Sheraton, a lot of these people, it's like they took people that had channels that were not growing anymore. I mean, we all know that Secular Talk has been losing subs. Kyle's talked about that multiple times. Jordan Sheraton said the same thing. He's been losing subs. It's like they took them, let's put them all together up under Breaking Points, and maybe that'll help their channels too. But I don't want to say I don't think they realize it. I think they do realize it. But the thing is like people are leaving because of a reason. People are leaving because they see your talking points have changed. And I know I watched all these people through Bernie Sanders campaigns. People see the difference. We see the change. We're not dumb. So we see that you're following the money. Now you got people out here like This explains why they bring on the people that they bring on. And I want to remind everybody, for those who did not know, I did invite David Sirota on for that conversation. David Sirota didn't respond. He opened the email because I saw he opened the email. I have email campaigns, so it tells me when someone opens it. So opened the email, didn't want to have that conversation because David Sirota knew that I was going to come with receipts, that I'm going to challenge you. I'm not going to ask you these, I don't know, what do you want to call them? What is it called, Indy? Soft questions?
It's again, they want to go through the articles that they're writing and covering on the lever. It's creating an ecosystem that can ignore certain stories that they don't want to really cover.
Right.
Even though like press freedom stories. Okay. I don't know if I remember hearing the name Daniel Hale out of anybody in that group. I don't know. Chelsea Manning, I know we definitely heard about and from, for sure.
Right.
Softball.
Softball.
Yeah. We don't want to get
Yeah.
softballs, okay? And yes, they do. And Jeremy Scahill gave a softball interview to AOC. I mean, we have such little access to these people. They don't represent us anymore. We've been talking for that. We don't even talk about electoral politics anymore. We really try not to. We're focusing on direct action and mutual aid, and how do we actually bring them back to the table, because we know they're not listening to us. It's an election year. And they think that they can do this without us, while knowing that the Democrats are going to get crushed across the board.
And you never hear them tell you to do mutual aid or direct action. They make it seem like, they present to their audience that the only option that they have is electoral politics. And that's because they don't want to do it. They don't want to do direct action. They don't want to do mutual aid. They like being comfortable. Like I said, a lot of these people are wealthy. Some of them come from money. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to get their hands dirty.
They're stuck in 2019. They really are. They still think that the entire left is together and we're all going to unite behind Bernie, and we're going to push the Democratic Party to give us universal health care and cut the military and do all the things that we think that the Justice Democrats should have done. Well, we know that Justice Democrats were really just Democrats, and it's really disappointing. It's not something that we take pride or laugh at about saying. It's right. It's disheartening because we put a lot of time, effort, money, energy, grassroots effort, and that got squandered. That could have been put into mutual aid and direct action. Think about the millions of dollars that were donated to AOC. You know, she's got the 4th largest coffers right now in Congress, but you'll probably get an email from her next week asking for money for 2022.
Indy, I have to ask, has anyone else invited you on to talk about this article? I'm curious.
I was on with Franco the other day. Shout out to Franco. I know he was on the show yesterday too. Love Franco. That's really it. You know, we talked about it on INN News. We talked about it on How Do We Miss That? We went through the article. I went through it in depth as well as tonight. And again, I appreciate you having me on and giving this story light and talking about these independent quote unquote networks, because what they're doing is they're taking up the space that an FHL, RBN, that INN, that MCSC network, that Action for Assange should be acquired. You know, again, YouTube is never recommending our channels or our shows or our videos anymore. We're off that corporate algorithm. You can clearly see actually from Kyle's channel that the minute that he stopped aligning with TYT, he went off that corporate algorithm. But somewhere Breaking Points is getting the funding to either buy the advertising to grow their channel, or that first year they had some way of manipulating the YouTube algorithm and they got some kind of preferential treatment because of the content that they were creating. And they had a team, and was that team paid? How much were they paid? Where did the funding come to pay them? All of these are questions. They're a private organization. We can't find out. And I'm not looking to expose things that are supposed to be private that are not supposed to be public. But there are definitely questions. If you're going to come and sell yourselves as an independent media agency that is going to be advocating for the people, we need to see that.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. So guys, definitely share this with as many people as you can, because You know, Indy's been on my show and he's been on Franco's show. So definitely share this with as many people as you can, because some people are not going to talk about this article because they might have friends in this group. I'm not
I've been on
friends with
Misty's
these
radio
people.
show. Misty's also awesome. Shout out to Misty Winston and, of course, all the INN sisters and brothers. We got Tara Reid. Tara's part of INN, and she'll talk about this on her channel. I mean, we're not afraid. And again, INN Rockfin, it's going to definitely be talked about on there in the near future. And you can also go to my Rockfin, rockfin.com/IND left news. Everything is /IND left news.
Awesome. Indy, thank you so much. And again, one more time, guys, I am going to put that link for Indy and the In crew in the chat one more time so you can follow them. They're doing great work, you guys, and definitely share them with as many people as possible.
Thanks,
Thank you
everybody.
so much, Indy, for coming on. Keep up the great work.
Thank you. Love you, Sabby.
All right, all right.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties, but we are over it. Okay. Okay, so this is really How Do We Miss That Live? That was Sabby Sabs, and we love you, Sabby Sabs, and thank you, Sabby Sabs. You're the best. Thank you for spotlighting this piece. Thank you for giving, again, amplification to small content creators who are growing and trying to do some investigative work. Thank you to all the INN people that helped put this together, including the guy sitting next to me, Reef, as well as Big Mad Crab, who put the video together, and The Dissident, and follow him, the307.substack.com. Again, hi, everybody. This is Andy. I'm the Bong Father, as you can see from my plate above my head. You got the Reef Breland guy next to me. This is How Do We Miss That? Howdy. So it's Sunday night. It's a little later because we saw Sabby, and I was on Sabby's Wednesday night. But How Do We Miss That is a show airing on Rockfin, and we are on double Rockfin tonight. Rockfin.com/INN. We'll talk about that in a minute. Rockfin, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, Odyssey, Telegram. Sunday nights, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Reviewing a few big stories. This is only just one other big story. We haven't seen cover much in our independent media space this week. And you know who your hosts are. And Reef is also the creator of the Jimmy Dore Discord, unofficial. He's the host of Reefer After Dark on the INN Network. He's also the host and creator of INN News. And watch out for that on Wednesday nights, about 9 p.m. Eastern, usually on the INN Network. So all the stories were featured in our Substack, but actually it was featured in IndieNewsNetwork.substack.com. It was an exclusive to INN. That was a collaborative effort between all of our INN folks. And we're going to go through the part 2 tonight of the Breaking Points deep dive on their funders, specifically. Look a little bit more into Crystal, and we want to clear up the situation with Max Alvarez. And I know that Sabby did go through it. Please make sure share this link. We've got over 20 people watching. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. INN, Indie Left News, and we've got it on all those different channels. So wherever you're watching, share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it anywhere, please. Instagram, cap it, tell everyone to get over here and watch. So shout out to all the supporters. My goodness. Rockfin's growing like crazy. So we got tonight donations from Shadowban Refugee and Krillfingers. Just signed up on nice. Patreon. Thank you so much for that. That was awesome. Then we also had Sarah Wagner, Anthony Malecki, Human Being, Action for Assange, and welcome back to the scene, Action for Assange. We missed you guys. Free Julian Assange. Roar Mania, Love You Oz, Anna Mayers, World Eater, Jim Garrison, and of course Cy Lawson, who dropped a big dodo, and now check out Marcus Cage and the Political Matrix. They also have a Rockfin channel. Patreon supporters, Richard and Richard M. and Radical Leftist Agenda, who may still be here if she is not yet. Or she was here earlier. Love her. Love you, Nikki. Les Bones. Eric T. Red moved over from Ko-fi. He's over at Patreon. Dougie G was a new sign up today. And again, Krillfinger. So we're now up to 7 amazing patrons and supporters. And thank you so much for all that. I mean, it goes right back into supporting content creators. And again, this is what we love doing, and appreciate everything that you can put together, that you can help us put together. Volunteers. And again, we wouldn't be able to do this without them. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. Big Mac Crab, again, part of this whole collaborative that we were doing on the Breaking Points thing. Phantomos Fanto doing the editing. He actually clipped the Sabby video that you just watched tonight from her stream. Fredward, he's over on Rockfin right now, sharing out to Twitter and Facebook. Love you, you're a beast. Thank you so much, man. Without you, we really wouldn't be very present on Facebook. And also Darlene, who posts into the Facebook groups for Indie Left and for INN occasionally. The Resident Skeptic, Chris Gilman, sharing to his channels. Thank you so much for that. Nicole, Instagram. Hope you're doing really well. Rose Klein Paint. And then, of course, Paco, Oz, Team Tara, Crab. We're really hitting it out. And Tara's had some unbelievable guests in the last couple of weeks. Definitely go see Tara. Go check out her channel. It's growing like gangbusters. She's going to catch and pass me really quickly. And it's no surprise. She's doing fantastic work. She's got some great guests, and I hope she does. Again, that's youtube.com/Tara Reid Author is her YouTube channel. It is shadow banned like crazy. You cannot find it if you search her name on YouTube. All they show are those old smear videos. It's terrible. So it's youtube.com/Tara Reid Author. So definitely check that out. Again, we're so excited about Rockfin. Thank you to Rockfin. We've had some conversations with Jaime, and now all the 4 channels that we recommended are live. So that would be Uncle Warren and Extra Booyah got a channel, and JB Font. He's already had a couple streams live, and oh my God, Jay did a new show with Sabby on RBN. That was so much fun. I mean, I just couldn't stop smiling the whole show. I love that man. And then Marcus Cage, of course. And then the 4th channel you might be watching right now it's INN. Yay, INN. So rockfin.com/INN. I've been waiting to get /INN for a platform for a while. Super excited to get that. And it's really easy to remember. So everybody, rockfin.com/INN. I was talking to somebody today who'd never heard of Rockfin before. He's like, wow, man, that's really cool. There's MMA content on there, and it's all ad free. I hate all the ads on YouTube. Like, yeah, yep, exactly. Yep. So also you can get the podcast. I have not uploaded last week, and I promised my friend Scott. Thank you, Scott, for listening. Appreciate all your support. But I told him the podcast, I'd upload episode 37. Now we got to do 38 as well. Podcast is going to be available free for download on all your favorite platforms: Amazon, Apple, Spotify, Google. Go to anchor.fm/independent left news. You can find all the links, or you can search for How Did We Miss That? Subscribe. Please leave us a 5-star rating. And actually, I was told by Scott that he said, hey, Alexa, play Leftist.Today podcasts. And that worked. And it played episode 37. How about that? Or episode 35. How about that? Freaking awesome. So you guys can do that, and apparently works with Alexa as well. Again, check out INN News on Wednesdays. They're probably going to go through this article that we're going to go through, and you're going to see some different people go through it. I don't know who's going to be joining with Reef and Uncle Colin. And then Jesse's new show, American Tradition. We're going to have episode 4 is going to be on Tuesday night. And I don't remember who he said we're going to roast, but it's going to be a blast. And that's just one of the absolute pleasures to do, is to engineer and work with Jesse and listen to him and fanboy out every 2 weeks. So we do want to get to this article. So I'm going to go to the diddly doot, and we're not going to diddly doot. We're just going to go to Indie Main. And we are in studio mode. Yes. Twidget. Oh, yes. Hi. Yes, we're not live anymore. We don't need to say that. Throw your Patreon link in the chat, please. Yes. Can you hook it up, Reef? It is. Thank you. Patreon.com/IND Left News. Everything is /IND Left News. All right. Now we have the live chat going through. Everybody will be able to see that. And.
Refresh your. Oh, never mind. It's fine.
I think we're good. All right, so I wanted to show everybody, this is Leftist.Today. This is our Substack. We did clip up last Sunday's clip, and that is currently the the article at the top of our Substack, and it's got 6 videos that you definitely need to check out. It's JB Fawn's stream announcement about getting his Rockfin channel. It is the Bank Sisters talking about Camp Dada, and definitely go to support Camp Dada. They're going to be doing some camping at the end of the summer, Labor Day, and they're trying to organize and get labor and organizers together to kind of stick a finger in the eye of some of the wealthy people out in the Hamptons, but have a good time and learn and get together and really build community. You've got Max and Jimmy talking about the Bilderberg Group, and actually that kind of ties into what we're talking about today. There's Jimmy, 1.03 million subs, and then there is said JB and Sabby show. So, and RBN, let's help RBN get to 20K if you're not already subscribed. Revolutionary Blackout, fantastic network, great content creators, good friends of the show. And then, of course, again, here are all the links. You want to know where you could find that? Again, leftist.today. And there is the Patreon link, patreon.com/INDLeftNews. Again, you've got it there, but let's just drop it in there for everyone. Again, I don't push it because I'd rather you guys support all these other amazing content creators in INN. I really appreciate everything you do to support it. And again, I just put it right back into supporting everybody else. And again, Anthony, thank you so much. A new Patreon. Yay. Okay. You're the best. Okay. And then we've got Shadowban Refugee, and he's got a Bogfather is then Cockfather. Less than, I don't think so. Let's make Molotov's cocktails and read Tolstoy and Dostoevsky so we can really get to know each other. Right. Let's read theory. Exactly.
I'll wait for the movie.
Yeah, I'll wait for that. So I did want to switch, and let's switch over. We published a new updated article, and this was a collaboration of even more INN members, including Reef himself, who went and got a statement from Max Alvarez. And we're going to go through that. I want to go through that toward the end.
Us, would you?
What's that? Sorry?
Zoom that in for us.
Zoom that in. Okay. I will zoom that in.
Zoom.
I don't want to go too big a zoom. Shake the rump. So again, Breaking Point's billionaire funding ties and the story behind Breaking Points and Max Alvarez. So again, I'm just going to read through it. It's not that long. In our last article, we investigated the link and the funding sources behind the hosts of Breaking Points and the satellite affiliates, the Realignment Podcast, The Intercept, and Big by Matt Stoller. As detailed prior, the hosts of Breaking Points and some of their mentioned affiliates have ties in previous or current roles to either the Hudson Institute, and they fund Marshall and Sager's Realignment Podcast, Pierre Omidyar of The Intercept, Reed Hoffman, who has ties to Crystal Ball, APAC with David Sirota, or other conservative, pro-war, historically anti-China DC think tanks funded by big businesses like the Hoover Institute and the Lincoln Network, who are linked to Raytheon, of course, and we heard about that on Sabby Show. Okay, and I want to show this video by INN member Joe. If you're not following him, it's twitter.com/@STFU shitlib. He's the best. I love Joe. He's so funny. He makes videos of fire. This is a couple of minutes long. I'm going to mute my thing, but we should be good because this is Cable Seat Alive. Fingers crossed this is going to work.
Hey guys, it's Crystal. And Sagar, we have an amazing announcement for you. We are starting a brand new, totally independent show. Could not be more excited about it. We want to compete with CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. They've got endless resources, but we've got you.
Guys, if you haven't canceled your Breaking Points subscription to, I don't know what you're doing. Get on it. These people are literally like promoting economic warfare and real warfare with China. Should not be giving them your money.
That's something else that we're really proud of, is that the audience has really different views across the entire spectrum.
No one's actually holding these fucks accountable because they brainwashed their entire audience into thinking that we should be going to war with China.
Breaking Points is building a network with most of the same issues as corporate media, and he says got to give the viewers of Breaking Points what they want. So who is the viewers?
This mic's pretty low.
This is a question they've asked. If China were to invade Taiwan, would you support the United States coming to Taiwan's defense?
Yeah, that's a right-wing China.
57% said yes.
Now we are able to partner with all of these great people.
Shut the fuck up, Sagar.
So that's the main graphic for everybody together. Breaking Points asked the guy that's against force to vote. What is happening over here with Breaking Points? Just weird, like, conflicts of interest of him pushing the Democratic Party, and he happened to be married to a Democrat. And then there was one video I was watching when he was like, yeah, I know some Democrats, and I paused it. I paused it, Rome, and I was like, what do you mean you know so many Democrats? You're fucking a Democrat. Yeah. Breaking Points as a team who censored Glenn Greenwald. And Sabrina, aka Sabby Sab, she put the right comment up for this next graphic, and that is for Marshall K.
Go fuck yourself, you fucking egghead nerd. I don't give a fuck about your committee shit. Why don't you stop saying that stupid shit?
That's directed at Matt.
It's a tumultuous time. It's a sad
Yes,
time.
it is,
And it's a
Katie.
dangerous time.
Yes, it is.
But there is not a reason to give up on the fact that every day, the harder we work and the more people that we expand and more, that we actually can change with the status quo. You know, change feels like it's not happening and then it happens all at once.
Shut the fuck up, Sagar.
What does this say to you? Does this
Yo.
scream revolution? Does this scream this scream urgency?
We want to continue to upgrade this studio. We need to fix some of the lights.
Shut the fuck up, Sagar.
Yeah,
Not
gotta
everything's
give him light.
propaganda. Sagar is just an anti-China
Not
hack
everything's
who comes from the Hudson Institute, which is one of the most anti-China conservative think tanks on the planet.
So look, guys, if you can help us out, you know, I know how hard you guys work. And I know how hard it is out there, inflation and all that.
Shut the fuck up, Sagar.
We need to fix some of the lights.
Shut the fuck up, Sagar.
You know, if you're used to consuming mainstream news content and you're not used to watching YouTube shows and you see something that has, you know, a more minimalist background or more casual vibe to it, then I think there is a natural instinct to be like, that's not serious, it's not real.
They have 80,000 people subscribed to them
right
now. Think of the minds that they are poisoning. Think about
800,000.
all the rage that people have built up inside of them that they are keeping down. They are letting out people's fire.
And if you can really support us, become a founding member. It's a one-time payment of $1,500.
Shut the fuck up, Sagar.
So fuck Marshall, fuck Kyle, fuck all these people. These people are our opposition, and we need to treat them like so.
Shut the fuck up, Sagar.
Who are these people?
Thank you, Nancy. We are INN. And that is STFU Joe. And thank you for cutting that. And that was awesome and fire. And shut the fuck up, Sagar. Oh my God, I love that. I could listen to that all day. Just Hinkle's live also, but you know, everybody, he's awesome. Shout out to Hinkle on there and Jimmy yelling at Stoller. And yeah, it's good.
Speakers. Fuck you.
Thank you. What? Hey, speakers. What?
Speakers.
Speakers.
I wish I knew why it did that when I every time if I click it for the first time.
That was really interesting. Okay, so Crystal and Sagar position the show as user-funded and independent, but that's not exactly true. When much of the source of the host's wealth and income, which helped or helps fund the show, comes directly from orgs connected to either the military-industrial complex or billionaires trying to buy the neoliberal political landscape who partner with other billionaires' philanthropic tax write-offs to finance independent media. So it's not terribly surprising to find Sagar and Marshall's foreign policies, which align with the neocon think tanks funding them, seeping into Breaking Point's coverage. Crystal may rail against the Democrats' corruption, but offers no alternative solutions, i.e. direct action, mutual aid, pulling support and funding for Democratic candidates in favor of independents and third parties, which results in shepherding people back toward the Democrats, a corporate-controlled entity where citizens have little influence over policy. Viewers need to keep this in mind when watching to determine for themselves how biased a segment may be towards a certain perspective and why the hosts are supporting a certain or arguing against a certain perspective. So,
yep.
That's and somebody actually commented on the YouTube or either on the Substack or on the YouTube with Sabby. But they said that this was really the crux of it right there, is that no alternative solutions and not pushing for anything different other than back toward, but let's vote for somebody running for office and in the exact same current system, and they're going to change the system from inside. And we all know how that works out. So I want to look at the ties between Crystal Ball and Reid Hoffman. Of course, we do know that Reid Hoffman in 2018 funded the People's House Project, which was a super PAC or a PAC that Crystal had set up. Again, we went through that in the Sabby thing to support candidates in Virginia and Appalachia on the Democratic side. They were paid over $500,000, I believe, in total by Reid Hoffman over the 2 years. Over the 2 years, Crystal was paid out over $273,000, but all the records showed that only $48,000 was paid out to actual candidates and paid to campaigns. And that was through FEC filings. And we have the receipts for that. But what's really, there's some fascinating stuff that's come out about Reid Hoffman. And I don't know how connected they still are to this day. However, a lot of the money that she probably had, and again, I know that her husband was wealthy, but close ties, why she's hired, this close connection, corporate media prior, I've got to start asking some serious questions about how independent is Crystal about independent media. I know she's trying to bootstrap, and they call it, but it's corporate think speak and corporate head towards Democratic Party speak too often. And so she's never explained what happened to the money and what happened with the PAC. All right. And again, funded directly through Reid Hoffman, notorious Russiagator, anti-Trumper, former member of the board of directors at PayPal. This is where we get into it. PayPal's really an interesting connection here. But this in-depth interview, which I picked out with Reid Hoffman from 2012, the guy flies on his private plane with him, and it's really interesting. And the guy, he's gushing about him. And it's actually, he says this admiringly, but the way I saw it was also that his enormous wealth helped him grow a savior complex. So again, that a small number of humans virtually have no constraints on their decision-making, and Reid is one of them. When he chose to fly to Las Vegas and speak at this event, the list of things he chose not to do with his time was very, very long. So often he wrestles with those trade-offs. Okay, he says, I wake up in the morning unsure of whether I want to savor the world or save the world. And what he really wants to do is save. He wants to use his talent and network and money to change the world for the better and solve some of humanity's problems. Again, the problem is the perspective and who he's funding and where it's going and who he supports. And look, he helped fund the Shadow app. He was involved in developing the Shadow app in 2020. He's not a friend to the progressive left. He is funding the Democratic Party across. But we also found out that he has been funding a Republican candidate by the name of, Liz Cheney for Wyoming. $2,900 max donation. Now, he did not donate. Yeah, and he did it through
Are you kidding me?
He did it through Greylock, which is one of his entities. He didn't donate through LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn, as you know, can make larger donations. He didn't do it through their PAC or through Greylock Partners. This is just one of his other businesses, but he also is donating to Mark Kelly and mainstream Democrats. I know it's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can blow this up. Here you go. Okay, so the point is he's donating to Spamberger and Tim Kaine. So those are conservative. And then you've got Mike Levin and Katie Porter. Those are progressives. You've got mainstream. You've got Mark Kelly, the astronaut. You've got Digidems. All he's doing is donating money to Dems and another. Let's just make sure that the anti-Trumpers are taken care of too. Liz Cheney. There you go. There's a couple grand. And that was just this year, February 24th of this year, maxed out donation to her primary. And I guarantee now that she's won her primary, there will be another filing that shows another $2,900. All right. Now, that's from FEC.gov. Everybody can go to the article. Let's drop the article link again in the chat. I think the article the link might be in the doobly-doo, but let's put it in the chat. Anybody wants to go and see any of this stuff. Again, just prior to publishing, Wired Magazine publishes this piece on Reid Hoffman, which is retweeted by the wonderful, lovely, amazing Whitney Webb of Unlimited Hangout. Go subscribe to Unlimited Hangout. Support independent content creators. Support independent journalists. She's one of the best there is. Love her to death. Thank you, Whitney, for all you do. Appreciate you. So, Reid Hoffman says, quote, when I was 12, sketching out a plan I can remember to change the world, where my friends and I would get to all various positions of power. And what did he want to do? Become director of the CIA.
Oh, God. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's bad.
Like
30 likes, that's all. Oh my God. I thought Wired Magazine had a lot more jack than that, but man, Twitter engagement's way down. So the link to Crystal, I don't know how current it is, but I know that if he picked up the phone and called her, she would probably take his phone call. But that's speculation. Based upon their relationship and what he is and what he does and how he's supported her, I'm guessing she's going to take his text or his call. I don't know how active they are in talking now. But I know that he loves to fund. I know that he loves to fund independent media, and fund narratives. And hey, this guy does too. Hey, Pierre. Oh my goodness.
Oh my yeah.
Okay, I hope everybody has washed their hind ends because Uncle Warren has entered the chat. All right. So Uncle Warren, fam? Extra Booyah, we shouted out, congratulations on your new Rockfin channel, rockfin.com/extra booyah. Go sign up, go follow up for free. You'll be watching his Thursday night shows. You'll get his secret shows. We're not going to tell you when they're going to be, but they're going to be late night, I promise. And there'll be occasional interviews, and it's just a hilariously good time all the time with Uncle Warren. Love him to death and appreciate you being part of INN. So we want to get into Pierre. Pierre Omidyar, founder of The Intercept, billionaire, financier, and philanthropist, served as Reid Hoffman's boss while Hoffman was EVP at PayPal. And there's our quote from Tech Tycoons, saying that Hoffman joined PayPal as member of board of directors at the founding of the company, became EVP from 2000 to 2002. He was responsible for all external relationships of PayPal, including the one with eBay. So they're both known as members of a club, of course, known as the PayPal Mafia. I think it's been talked about quite a bit. Also include, most famously, Elon Musk and Peter Thiel. Elon Musk from Tesla, SpaceX, and Tesla, but that should be the boring company, and now Twitter. Peter Thiel from Facebook, Palantir, and now Rumble and Locals, and the parent that owns that. I don't remember the 4-digit stock symbol. Members of this group are and have been highly influential in determining how media today is presented, consumed, how narratives are crafted and delivered, as well as hiring the executives to craft them and funding these endeavors. So, just last month, Alan McLeod wrote this incredibly long and in-depth piece for Mint Press News detailing Omidyar's media influences, and it's titled, How One of America's Premier Data Monarchs is Funding a Global Information War and Shaping the Media Landscape. Now, I'm sure you're well aware of what's been going on with PayPal and defunding and canceling the accounts of independent content creators that are challenging narratives, specifically on the Ukraine-Russia, and prior on COVID, and always on Israel-Palestine. As recently as 2017, Omidyar and Hoffman partnered to create Ethics and Governance of Artificial Intelligence Fund, each contributing $10 million. With Phil Knight of the Nike Foundation, from Nike fame. They are and have been intricately connected in shaping the technology world together for decades. And it's between PayPal and 2017, they definitely did projects together and had influences on media and tried to shape things. Now, we're going to include this section from our prior article that the Dissident wrote up, as it's relevant here, to further evidence Omidyar's influence in media and more over world affairs. Okay, so journalist Mark Ames, and he's another one who's shadow banned and reports on crimes of Western governments that the media tries to cover up. He reported on leaked documents that show Pierre funded the 2014 Maidan coup in Ukraine, which kind of is responsible for why we are where we are right now, along with other Western governments, of course. In a separate 2019 lengthy investigation into Pierre Omidyar, Alex Rubinstein from Mint Press as well reported that he uses his wealth to advance Washington's policy of regime change and partner with CIA cutouts such as USAID and the NED, which fund independent quote-unquote media outlets like Bellingcat. There's Bellingcat popping up. Blumenthal and Rubinstein wrote. Okay, and I don't think it was actually Blumenthal, but I know it was Alex Rubinstein. Quote, behind the image he's cultivated of himself as a progressive philanthropreneur, Omidyar has wielded his empire, his media empire, to advance the Washington consensus in strategic hotspots around the globe. His fortune helped found an outlet to propel a destabilizing coup in Ukraine. He's helped establish a network of oppositional youth activists and bloggers in Zimbabwe. And in the Philippines, he's invested in oppositional news site that is honing corporate surveillance techniques like a mood meter to capture non-rational reactions. Oh, that's dangerous. Meanwhile, he's partnered closely with the leading arms of U.S. soft power, from U.S. Agency for International Aid and Development, that's USAID, and the National Endowment for Democracy, the NED, acting as a conduit for information warfare style projects in countries around the world. And again, it's pretty well established that USAID and NED are cutouts for Western intelligence, CIA and MI5, 6, and UK intel, Australian as well. Five Eyes.
007.
Yep. So you've got this guy Pierre, you've got Reid Hoffman, you've got dirty billionaires, not dirty necessarily, but billionaires that like to control media, and they're pretty closely connected with these folks. I'm not going to say that they're funding this show directly. I can't connect that, and I don't want to speculate that. However, Pierre funds The Intercept still. The Intercept is one of the partners. They are pushing talking points from Bellingcat. Bellingcat is funded again by State Department talking points, CIA talking points, military intelligence talking points from UK, and it's something we need to keep our eye on. Again, I do not say to dismiss their content entirely. I say to take this information into account when you're watching an anti-China story. Who's funding their anti-China rhetoric, and why are they pushing that? And who around them is going to benefit from this type of rhetoric? Now, I want to let Reef kind of talk a little bit about this section here, because this was his great work in uncovering what happened here with Max. He did a little bit of follow up on this tweet. So go ahead, man.
So Max is one of the only ones with any like actual publicly available means to contact him, for the most part, other than maybe a direct Twitter DM to other groups that are affiliated, which, Sirota still has me blocked, and I think you blocked, so we couldn't get him. But Max has an email, so I decided to email him, and apparently I wasn't the only one, because he already had a tweet saying
here's the
essentially
tweet.
that, right, so that Max apparently says that he needs to address a rumor. No, the Real News has not merged with @Points Community, and that's Breaking Points' Twitter, right? We remain an independent nonprofit network, and all our stuff is exclusively posted on our channels. I produce a bi-weekly labor video for BP and get paid $300 as a freelancer. That's it. So he brings me that tweet, and he continues. So I think it's perfectly reasonable for folks to have questions about this, and I've been nothing but open with all who ask me about it. I was approached by BP in April and asked if I would be interested in hosting a labor-focused segment every 2 to 3 weeks that would air on the BP YouTube channel. I would basically be a freelance correspondent and get paid $300 per video. If a video went viral and could be monetized, I would get a small percentage of that on top of the $300. But with worker and labor-focused videos, that hardly ever happens. That really is the extent of the partnership. I write all the scripts after work hours, and none of TRNN's resources go into producing the BP segments. The Real News is and will remain an independent, viewer-supported, nonprofit news network. BP does not get to publish any of our video, audio, text content. We don't get to publish any of theirs. They get no money from us. We get none from them. The payment for each segment goes to me as the freelancer, being Max. It was agreed that I would be able to highlight clips from the Real News Network reports, which accompanying TRNN branding in my segments if I so wished, but these clips would be integrated into a segment independently produced and published by the BP team. I said yes because it was an opportunity to highlight the reporting we do at the Real News and to help the worker stories we spend so much time and effort on reach a broader audience. For all the time, effort, and resources we pour into the labor coverage every week at TRNN, getting people to watch, listen, to read, and support that reporting is a never-ending struggle, and we, specifically me, are not serving the workers who entrust us with their stories if we are not doing everything we can to make sure people actually see them. Before making any decisions, I consulted with TRNN staff and we came to a democratic consensus that me doing this segment for BP under the terms of this agreement was worthwhile and would not compromise the Real News Network's independence or editorial mission. So far, I produced 3 segments of The Art of Class War for the BP channel, and he lists said videos.
1, 2, and
So,
3. We've embedded those in the Substack so you can watch it. Okay, and he says again.
Hope that clarifies things. Thanks a bunch, M.
And we find it interesting again that the Real News and Max and possibly others were unaware that they were going to be mentioned in this way on the stream, and that their logo would be put up there on
or at
screen.
least that, right, and that the specifics wouldn't be necessarily focused on, and that video's still up. I haven't heard Breaking Points clarify this yet.
That tweet also with the
And we imagine
affiliates
that-
from
that
Points
similar-
Community. Now again, this is an unofficial channel. This is not the official YouTube channel for them. However, partners of the show elevate Breaking Points to another level, and they tag everybody.
Yep.
Again,
including Max. So
that's
to us that's what we were working with. So, I kind of believe that particularly James Lee and Sheraton, that they're getting similar deals here, and I kind of wonder how much the differences are, if there are any. But
I would guess it's tiered based upon, again, the number of appearances, the amount of time they spend. These guys are doing, kind of cut segments and a video clip, and then accompanying that with an appearance with it. That seems like a lot of work for $300, honestly, for a channel that's pretty monetized, for people that have corporate ties to these kind of people and these kind of money behind them. They're funded by the Realignment Podcast. They're funded by the Hudson Institute. They're funded by prior. Again, I don't want to speculate any further, but these Sagar's got wonderful teeth, and he wears beautiful suits, and Crystal is dressed to the nines, and they have their $10,000 desk, and got to upgrade those lights. Got to upgrade those lights.
There was a comment above. Perhaps with BP, the news funding is all crowdsourced. The millions from oligarchs are just used for Crystal to buy more of her Hunger Game dresses.
May the odds ever be in your favor.
Those pearl fingers.
May the odds ever be in your favor. So
I would not volunteer as tribute.
This is awesome. Okay, so I went a little bit longer than I hoped I would. We are going to do votes tonight, and I do need some eye bleach. Now, I did want to spotlight also, again, if you wanted to see the full stream of me on Sabby, not just the hour that I was on, you can watch that here. It's actually embedded in this new Substack. The visit that I had with Franco, we spent an hour together. That was awesome. I love Franco. He's like a brother. And then, again, the segment from last week. And last Saturday night, I went on with Marcus Cage, and that was the week before he got his YouTube channel, his Rockfin channel live. So it's, I believe, rockfin.com/Marcus Cage. Go ahead.
I think we have the clip from INN News that published too, that we need to.
We've got to pop that in there now too. Yep. And again, all of the Indie News Network active content creators in a list. Here's links to all of them. A couple of them are live in chat right now. Okay, you've got even Joe and our newest members, Tommy Nation Politics, Jimmy Sunderland. Welcome to INN. Welcome to the family. We love you all. So glad to have you part of it, of this amazing collection. I have another special announcement. Wednesday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, Rob Durden and I are going to do a special INN exclusive show on the INN network across all of our channels. It's going to be INN one-on-one, and we're going to talk about networks, and we're going to talk about collaborations. We're going to talk about independent media and corporate suppression and Rockfin and growth plans and smaller channels. And it's just, I've been dying to talk to this guy. I don't get to talk to him on stream ever, just one-on-one. And there's not really going to be a format. We're just going to turn it on and have a conversation for about an hour and see how that goes. Never tried it, anything like that quite before, but I just feel like it's time to do that, and we're gonna make it exclusive to INN. I'm hoping that whenever 2 INN members get together like that, we're gonna make that an INN exclusive show, as often as we can, a collaboration. So that's a good time. So again, I'm gonna turn it over to my brother Reef here, and we're gonna go to Jimmy Dore's segment. Hopefully this is gonna work.
And I watch mindless shit, boats that smash into other boats.
Yep. I have to grab.
You got your screen?
This. Yes, I do.
Yay!
This one.
All right, and I'm gonna turn off my video. Oh my,
Okay.
that's wonderful.
So weed is legal in Thailand on June 9th.
Thai sticks.
They just legalized. So
Jimmy,
I love how it's just like holding it like it's his little baby. You know, it's like, yeah, I like it.
Oh.
But anyway, so Snoop Dogg is reminding us of inflation when in regards to his employee that is his full-time blunt roller who used to make between 40,000 and 50,000 a year. You know?
Well, now it's
and like he said their salary went up.
So now it's 55 to 60,000 a year.
It's got to be.
You got to roll some tight blunts.
I mean, I think he does.
I would think so.
You want them like the perfect pull.
You know what I mean? I didn't mean like tight, like physically tight. I just meant like
yeah. Tight as in rad.
Yes. As in old man type of tight.
So some people are not, they don't understand the genius that they have.
Well,
but this person does.
Modern problems require modern solutions.
Like, I love that. That's funny. I've never seen someone do that one. Put it in the carb hole. Is this you?
No, but that's what Jordan Sheridan thinks I am.
You don't. You probably
nihilist.
Labrador.
Nihilist.
That you're saying this puppo is a nihilist?
Well, he's saying who sees stoned and watching the world burn. So yes, yes, I would say he is.
Well, the world is burning. You might as well be stoned.
Well,
what stoner did this?
Okay, that.
What is this?
Wait, what?
What is a spaghetti donut?
Oh my God.
Explain, sir.
A delightful new savory pasta stack. Didn't you read the sign?
Bulla, I think this is in your neck of the woods right now. This is an urban space. You got to go find that and figure out what this is about for us.
The holy hell.
That would be appreciative.
I would definitely be sick.
Delightful new savory pasta snack is.
I would most certainly be sick after eating that.
Right?
Some of the lights are on the Breaking Point studio, Joe says. Oh, nice. That's great.
Some of the lights. So, speaking of light.
Oh, Joe, shut the fuck up, Slugger. Dude, there's Joe. There he is. The stud man.
Check this out.
Oh, no, another one of these. Is he lighting it with a magnifying glass? Yeah, nice. And the sun? Nice. There you go. Don't burn ants, burn weed.
Just take it to the head, please.
Wow.
Cleared it too. Good for you.
Nice.
Good for you.
Clean.
Proud of you. Your mother's proud of you. Your father's proud of you. All right. Do you know the secrets of the reverse roll?
No.
You know what I'm saying? The old European style. All right.
Well, the cone? You're talking about cone style? Oh yeah, sure. And then burn it right up to the end, and there you go. Sure. Done it myself plenty of times. Watch somebody do it right next to me at a cafe in Amsterdam. Can't do any better than that.
That's the way they do it over there.
That's
that Dutch style, son.
That's the way we do it. This is how we do it.
Did you see this on Twitter?
Hmm?
This is the Dutch style. This is how we do it. Did you see this on Twitter?
Hmm?
This is the Dutch style. This is how we do it. Did you see this on Twitter?
Hmm?
this is some real accountability. You know, this is what they should be showing on PAR. You know. Like,
oh, yeah, I know who shared that this morning. Gritty. Gritty is the way he shared that. He's like, I think that got some play. Yeah, he posted later on in our chat. He's like, I think that got some action. And yes, it did. Yes, it did.
She's fucking smoking. Does she have a tip on it or?
I don't know, but
tell.
it's a big joint. I can tell you right now. You go, girl.
It was a blunt.
I'm all for that.
You could clearly see that's a blunt.
I am all for
spotted
that.
the blunt a mile away.
God bless you.
I mean, you think she's like prepping for like a no-knock pot bust, or this is New York City? You know, they do those there. So I fucking love this lady.
Spadona, yes.
I could see this fucking anger, and it's fucking great. All right, and action.
If I'm offending anybody, all right? I'm just simply saying, I come out here to see you prepping the chicken, and this is the flavors? Salt, pepper, and onion powder. I'm not going to eat it. There's no flavor in this house. I asked for hot sauce, and all you got me was ketchup.
Fucking ketchup.
I can't ever go to Flavor Town. I can't enjoy my dinner.
Can't go to Flavor Town.
I'm done. Stop
Who's
the
she
films.
talking to?
Seriously.
Stop
I'm
the
not eating
films.
chicken with salt and pepper on it.
Oh,
I'm not
sweetheart.
eating chicken with salt pepper on it.
What is on? Is that a turkey on her shirt? What is going on there?
I'm not asking questions. I
What
just know she was pissed.
what is
I just know she was
happening there? Jimmy and Warren.
What is happening?
Watch Jimmy and Warren on some news show on some other network sometimes in the middle of the day. I love you guys.
Yeah. All right, and you ready? What do you think is gonna happen here?
It's Dad's Zone, so it's somebody's getting hit in the nuts.
Okay.
Well,
you're simple, but I love you.
You
know.
Well, that's called a kid who listens. And you
figure it
know
out
what?
eventually.
I give kids who listen hugs.
I'll take it.
Kids who listen
That's
get
right.
hugs.
That's right.
Thank you. I was at a
right.
kid's birthday party, and kids who listen get hugs. Because, yeah, we got dad jokes. Lots of them. Oh, Warren loves this part.
Oh,
reading my first page.
Supposed to be a sci-fi classic. Garloon awoke from settering with a start. Had he forgotten to Krill? Surely not, he thought. But as he hung from the
Hey,
straps of
Krill, you're in the
palm
chat.
clay, he began to doubt. The vibrations from his drit unnerved him. No, I won't tell you what that is. He motioned to his robotic Boreali with his mind glove, breaking its telemore cleanly and smoothly, like only a seeker can. Of course, that resulted in his flom, plate, and dinks being open to finders. It was a risk he had to take.
I get it.
Well, it doesn't make sense yet, but I'm sure it will soon.
Greegly
deegly beegly,
Yep.
Greegly deegly, sheegly deegly, reegly reegly. As we all know. Yeah. Sci-fi is great. All right, this fucking kid, dude. You're gonna love this one. Come on. You could get it. You get that. You get
What?
that shell. You get it. Get that shell.
Wait.
You get it.
Oh,
Get
that
the
is
shell.
that is mean.
Yeah, get it.
That's mean.
Oh, you almost had it. You almost had it.
I'm gonna get it. I promise.
I wonder how long it takes our audience to figure it out.
I'm gonna get it.
That was a light. That was a light.
Yes, it was. It was a projection.
projected.
Yes, it was.
So, what do you think is going to happen here? What's your predictions? He's just minding his own business. His own business. Like he's on his phone, right? And
oh, Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I figured you would enjoy that.
I feel that.
The scream was pretty
very,
good.
very much. Very,
You
very
know,
much.
kids are weird. Meat. Delicious. Like
I can make a bunch of jokes right now that I'm not going to make because I don't want to get our YouTube channel taken down.
I mean, is meat. Why is that kid trying to eat that? You stop that right now. Oh. All right. You'll appreciate this one. You had to speak in baby language, you know?
No. No. You have yours.
That's awesome. I love that she has a way to directly
That to me-
communicate.
Transformer noise. Oh.
That's awesome. Wally.
So, 1 in 5 children think fish fingers are made from chicken.
Fish sticks.
Yes. Yes.
Fish fingers. We don't call
Kanye.
them fish fingers. That's cheating. They're not fingers.
The UK do. It's the UK.
Oh.
The UK people call it fish
Those
fingers.
Brits.
Yep. With their mushy peas. All right. Keep your eye on the plane. And action. Zip line. Bing.
Ow.
Just
keep your eye on
right
the
to the
fruit.
back of the head. Keep your eye on the fruit.
That was from.
Where did you get that?
That was from
sample
Caddyshack 2.
Okay.
And it's Dan
2.
Aykroyd.
Electric Boogaloo?
It is Dan Aykroyd. It might as well be. But yes.
All right. Here you go.
Caralho, mané, olha isso.
Ant,
Só
bring
comigo
it
que
back,
acontece
Ant.
essa porra, mané. A
What?
formiga. Caralho, a formiga carregando meu beck, mano. Levando embora. Olha que filha da puta, mano.
Puta madre.
What?
Fucking Ant's taking his roach.
Wow.
Like,
Good stuff.
Like that's a little baby germ. You know?
And he's just walking away with it. How's he gonna
He's
light
just
it?
walking away with it. He's like, bye.
How's he gonna light it?
Right? I don't know. He'll figure it out. You know. You've seen A Bug's Life. Oh! Wah! Oh! Wah! Ah! Oh, that kid gets me every time. Like the cat got him so good. Oh. Why? I could watch that a couple of times, honestly, which I have done. All right. You got a hammock yet at your house?
No.
Have you gotten a dad hammock?
No.
Okay. Here you go.
Oh. You.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And what do the daddy get?
A big piece of chicken, but
So, yes, he does. That's what he gets. Look at this kid, dude. This one.
video of the night right there. I love the other kids looking at it like, what is he doing over there?
Wee!
Dude, that's great.
Wee!
That is.
Oh. That kid's going places. This one. I saw this one this week, and I figured you would enjoy it. I think Misty posted it, actually. Oh, God. Life sucks. I'm just going to lay here.
Nice.
Like,
Oh.
Like, just in the rain, in a puddle. So, this one you'll like. Look at this kid go.
It looked like last night. Ah! Oh shit, he's got swag.
He hits the move.
I love the swag.
He's got the
walk
what's
to the
his
ring
name?
move.
The breaks his ankle guy.
Vince McMahon, that's who it is.
McGregor.
It's actually Vince
McGregor does
McMahon.
that. Whatever.
No
Both of
chance
them.
in hell.
Does Vince McMahon do this?
Oh. Oh. Ouch.
You want to see it again?
Ouch. Oh, you know I do. No.
Oh God.
That's gonna leave a mark.
Like, oh, he'll be all right.
Oh my God.
He'll be all right. He'll dust it. You know.
He will recover. Hopefully.
They're like they
He's
bounce
okay.
when they're young. You know.
He's okay. They are resilient.
Like, they are resilient. They're meant to be. And action.
What?
Where?
There's a hole in your butt. Yes, Otto. I didn't make that hole. Everybody has that hole. That's where you go poop.
Well,
Like
it
that's
does.
another day, another discussion I
It
never
does.
thought I'd have as a parent.
It does need to be explained somehow, some way, at some point. I'm guessing by someone.
Does it? All right. This little guy hits all the vibes. He does. So Mexicans apparently think owls are witches. So they started singing to try to get it to leave, but he just started like dancing. Yeah. Hit it, owl. Yeah, do the move. Like,
Come on.
he's just going, and they're just like, all right, whatever, we're just partying now. You know? He's going. He's
Come
still
on.
going.
Come on. Dancing owl.
Yeah.
Dancing
Like-
owl. Come on.
He's like, yeah, this is the jam. I like this. You know?
Jade Star
How
asked,
good
my
is that?
youngest asked what our dog's last name is. That's great.
What's our doggo's last name? Obviously, Puppington. How did you not know?
How did we
Very
miss
rude
that?
of you. Wee.
What? Okay, I think he missed. What?
Wee.
Freedom! Ah!
I love.
I say 15% my stretch to
He knows he
Geico.
missed.
Whee!
He's like, I was gonna. Oh God, I'm supposed to have landed by now. Like,
That's definitely the
he, like,
Geico
dings a
Gecko.
little bit
Look,
more.
look at him. Look at him. That's the Geico Gecko.
that's great.
Geico did not pay me to say that.
So-
Geico did not pay me to say that. Screw Geico. They suck.
So here is, this lady's asking, y'all want a horse? He's trying to eat my dog food and my chick's feed, and I can't deal with him no mo. Right? And so she waited in the feed room.
Okay. That thing knew how to turn the thing and get out.
I caught your ass! Get back!
Yeah, sucker.
Oh
Yeah,
my
sucker.
God. And he properly
I got
admonished
your
horse. He properly admonished horse. Oh, and he felt
I love his little face.
he felt so
His little
guilty.
face of shame.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, I can't even look.
Oh.
Actually, I have to look, but I can only look at it one side.
Yeah, it's like it's this. It's like, oh god. It's like
Tyler, huge bong rips
Look at
with
this
you
little
tonight
turtle.
too. Thank you.
Look, this turtle's like trying to bite him. Like, look. Wait for the replay. Wait for it. Here it is. Look, he's like, I'm gonna get you now. Fuck you, man. Tired of your shit.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Like fucking hey,
From
I thought
another
I told
angle.
you.
Is that
Like fucking leave
again?
me alone. You take that. Like he fucking pops him with the bubbles.
Oh, I'm gonna send you up.
Like that's funny. Yep.
All right, real
Yeah,
ornery
fuck you,
little
get outta
thing.
here.
All right, get out of here, dude.
So
Okay.
speaking of ornery little things,
Fox,
be glad you don't have coyotes in New Jersey.
coyote. Yeah, we have foxes, which is close. We got bear, which is
Yeah.
not fun.
Yeah. So
Oh,
cat's like,
Oh.
fuck you. Fuck you, tired of your shit. Fuck you. I'm out of here. Fuck you.
that's like Big Brother, Little Brother on the dining room table.
Yeah.
gonna
Look
get
at that
you.
little cat like
I'm gonna get you,
fucking-
fucker. Oh damn. Oh damn. Okay, I'm out. Okay, I'm out. Oh shit! Oh no!
Fuck
oh.
you, tired of your shit.
Oh, there's a fight. Oh,
Fucking
I'm
go
going
on,
higher.
motherfucker.
I'm going up
God.
higher. Come on.
Fuck you. Fucking can't get me up here no more. Fuck you.
Good luck. Good luck. What you gonna do?
Oh shit.
All right, I'm out.
I guess I'm out of here then.
All right, I'm out.
You're like, oh god.
I'm gonna come up with another way.
Hey, gotta no. Like now what do I do? Like
Hang in there. Like literally the greeting card. Hang in there.
Yeah. So
Yeesh.
you see cops got new stuff?
Don't they
Cops
always?
got new stuff. Look at the
Oh.
new stuff.
Oh
It's
shit!
like a fucking
What the fuck
trap
was that?
fucking shooter. It like fucking
Oh my
like
goodness!
what do they call those? Bolos? You know?
You mean a lasso?
Like
I just
well,
lassoed
no,
you.
Lasso's just with a rope.
Well, that's
Yeah,
basically
this
what
is
that
like
is.
boloing.
It's like a belt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but it's like wire and the thing's got steel ball bearings that like, you know, spinning around.
Yeah. Joe says Jake wasn't too happy with that horse being yelled at. Of horse.
Of course.
No, of horse. Come on.
I
You
just
gotta
wanted
get it
to,
right.
you know, also show some more boring dystopia. This is the infrastructure in the United States. This is a bridge. I know it looks like a fancy
Wait,
mosaic,
what?
but that's a bridge.
Oh,
Like-
I would not like to drive over that. I definitely would not want to
Like,
drive over that.
What is that? Like, fix it. Like, stop like band-aiding it. Fix it. Like, what are you doing?
Federal dollars.
You know?
That's what you're doing.
Oh,
Thanks.
and those federal dollars.
Let's
right
send
now
it to
also go to fund-
Ukraine.
Right.
Wait,
Or robots. Yeah, robots coming to take your jobs. Robots coming to take your job. Like, look at it. It's like fucking crawling up the wall and shit.
Oh,
And just fucking there.
God
And then come
dang.
back down. I mean, it's got a little track to ride on, but still. You know? Like,
yeah. Amazon's just trying to wait to see how quickly they can install those things. That's why they're not messing with the union. America. That's right,
Right.
Anthony.
America. All right,
America.
here you go.
Oh, come on.
Like,
I was not
they were
expecting
having
that.
such a happy time.
I was not prepared for that. Oh god.
Here you go.
It's gonna be May. Oh no.
This is more of that boring dystopia.
It is going to bother you because you're human, and But
I love the eye
referring to
roll.
myself in the past. Not that I was not human.
Not that I was not human.
Right.
And that robot's really fucking up. Y'all gotta fix him.
Right.
You know?
Uh-huh.
If Zuck could sweat, this would be the moment he'd be drenched in it. So you play golf? You ever played golf? Like once or twice? At least
A
went to
few
a driving
times.
range?
Yes, that's Top Golf that
All
she's
right.
at.
What do you think the chances are of this happening?
Where did that hit the course or
Like-
his? Yeah. Well,
That was his golf ball that got
Yeah.
hit by the like. Why are you golfing in that, for one? Like, you know. Anyway. So, as a salesperson, I think you'll appreciate this.
okay.
That's Domino's. That's
Mhm.
Papa John's.
Hey, John, what can we get started for you today? Come again? Wait, what? Hello? Thank you for calling Papa John's. What can we get started for you? Would you like to try our large one-topping pizza for $7.99?
No, this is Domino's Houston.
Domino's.
Ours is it's actually $6.99. It's not Papa John's.
This is Domino's Houston. You're selling a large one-topping pizza for $6.99? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you trying to uppercut our prices? Is that what you're fucking doing? And you
Uppercut.
Wait, this is Papa John's?
Fuck you, Domino's. Your pizza tastes like fucking
Papa John's, bro.
I got fired from Domino's. Domino's. You're not loyal to their fucking customers.
You couldn't make it. You're a
Pull up! Pull up on us!
Pull up on us!
Okay, that one wins them in tears. I can't stop. Oh my god, that's great. You just gave me a new idea. Oh my god.
Fucking pull up on us, then. Oh god.
McDonald's, Burger King. I'm gonna help you. Oh my god.
This is when you pull up though. This is the guy.
Oh.
וואלה, אתה לא יכול לשמור אותי בכלום. מה אתה אומר? איפה המדבקה? פה. שים לי אותה בגב. שמת? כן. הלאה, סובב. סובב. אתה מוכן? שים. תוציא אותה מהגב, נשמה.
Can he reach? No. Oh shit. Yeah, I'll just beat the crap out of you. Choke your ass out. Go get that shit on my back.
Can't do it.
I can't move my arms. Oh, that's just mean.
Oh god, he can't do it. Oh, so have you seen the tortilla challenge? Have you seen it? Do you
no.
know what it's about?
No.
Okay. Here you go. I think it'll speak for itself.
Okay.
Oh, he just smacked him in the face. Sorry, it's fucking funny.
But they all have to have water filled in their mouth? Like, what?
I guess.
I did
I
not
don't know
realize
what
that.
it was.
Challenge declined. Sorry. Oh boy.
Yeah. This is gonna be fun.
Oh boy.
This is like the anticipation is what does it.
How old are all these
So-
folks? Oh boy.
I
Oh,
don't
no.
know.
Oh no. Watch this space. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ah! One by one, they all go down. Oh, I hope they're
Pretty
okay. Oh, I hope they're okay. Oh man, I hope they're okay, and I'm going to hell for laughing at that. But
this is the meaning of the annual Titanium Hip Club.
this is when we
You know,
know
they're
it was
all gonna be
about.
fine.
This is when we know it was about to go bad. The moment it
Yeah.
started moving fast and cherry bumped, bump, ew, felt like dominoes.
So what the fuck happened?
Not Domino's versus Papa John's, but the other Domino's.
No. So guy gets cut off.
That's a tornado.
Right? And look what happens. Like what the fuck? And then like fucking he's just out of the car now.
Wait, what?
He's just out of the car.
Wow.
Like
Damn.
you know.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to be careful with the audio here, right? But we
No
have
DMCA,
to play
no
the first
DMCA.
couple of seconds, right? Like, and then you have to sing the rest of it.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And action.
DMCA.
Like,
wow.
he's still fucking going. Look
They're
at
hanging
him.
on.
Fucking,
They're hanging on. Bum, bum,
like-
bum, 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 bum. Gonna fly now. Tummy
Like-
gets on and gets out of here. Yes, he is. It's up.
There we go.
There he goes. You got it. You got it.
dog.
You got it.
They're
Come
all
on.
like cheering him on now. Like, yeah, you can do it.
Come
you
on.
can do it.
Come on. What are they trying to do to this cat?
Like, come on, you got it.
Oh, I'm out. I'm out. I'm on there. I'm just ripping it, and you're done, though. Oh, he's on. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Fucking.
Bye-bye.
oh.
Yeah, get him.
Da-da-da.
Get him.
Da-da-da. Oh.
Bow. Yeah,
So-
you gotta have a finisher. Come on.
This mayor was proudly inaugurating a footbridge over a scenic stream on Tuesday.
Ruh-roh. Oh, no, that's not... I guess it wasn't authorized for that much weight.
Probably, but he was like, you know, showing it off. It was
And
a
they were
nice
bouncing
footbridge,
on it.
you
Yeah,
know?
that's a good bridge.
Yep.
Not a good bridge.
It's a good bridge. So this is one of our brothers in Mother Russia.
Well, of course.
Like, I feel like he must be the colonel of colonels, you know? Like, he is like Uber Colonel, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he must have lots of medals, but chooses not to show them out of humility. No?
They're all eating competitions,
I just
but that's
find it
another
funny.
story.
Like,
They're
looking good out here, bro.
they're medals
know?
for competitive eating, dude.
Probably.
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
Like, no, that dude's like a power lifter, man. That's like a power gut.
No screenshots
Yeah.
according to WTF. What is this? What's going on here?
No screenshots.
r/WTF.
Yes.
That's a
So,
subreddit.
this is not a stick.
Okay.
This is not a stick.
Today I realized this is not a stick. It's actually a spider playing pretend. It also hides a web on its legs that it uses as a net, and it will transform when its prey gets close enough to
What?
capture.
Oh my lord. Oh.
Okay.
I am
I'm just
stepping on
glad
that son of a
everyone
bitch.
will now have nightmares about that.
I am stepping on that
Like-
thing real quick. It is not going to survive in my house long.
Like, dude. Come on,
Ninja-
imagine if that dude was like 8 foot tall.
That's a
Just
ninja
imagine.
spider right there.
You know?
Damn.
Oh. So
Hey.
this guy tries to appear tough. He tries to appear tough. All right. You fucking tell him. Go on, Cletus.
Piddly wiggly. That there's another pig in a tree. All I gotta do, put my gun, climb up there, kill that son of a gun. That ain't easy for an old gun. Up there.
Oh no! Oh, I knew that wasn't gonna go well for him. Oh,
The fucking scream at the end.
he broke his arm.
He, I think he just hit it with a stick.
He certainly did.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Uh-oh.
He's like, oh, really? He shot him with the fucking.
He sure did. He did a Happy Gilmore.
Fuck yeah.
Picked up the thing.
That
Fuck
sucks.
you, dude. I'm gonna shoot you in the arm with a nail gun.
Oh.
Damn.
So we
That's
here
hard.
at How Do We Miss That, especially boats crashing into other boats, really appreciate what Brazil has to offer us.
Rio Pequeno, Rio Doce, Rio Branco.
Holy Nikes. What?
Like.
What in the. What?
Rio Pequeno, Rio Doce, Rio Branco.
Yes, nightmare
Have a
fuel.
fucking-
That's
have a
right. That's
fucking
right. Woman.
Dinosaur.
Oh my.
Y'all found a dinosaur and shit? This
Anaconda.
is Jurassic Park?
That's Anaconda.
What? Where's the one I had? Jesus. Does everything get out of order here?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't know. We're almost done.
Yeah.
We're at 2.5, so.
Okay.
Almost done.
And action.
Ну как ты тут в комнате сидишь? Нет, она ж на... Ты смотришь телевизор. А Варвара где?
What's behind her?
Ну как? Не знаю, где Варвара.
I just noticed what's. Hello? Hello? That's my pet gator. Her name is Ali. Oh.
Иди отсюда. Давай выходи
Come
в
on.
комнату зашла.
Ali.
You know I just need to sweep. I
Ali.
must sweep. Давай.
Ali, get
Давай,
out
come
of
on,
here.
давай.
Oh, shit.
Давай.
Bite.
Oh, fuck you.
Давай.
Oh, shit. You see them teeth? You see them teeth?
Bleed.
Come on. Come
Get
on.
the fuck out of here,
Are
lizard.
you really sweeping that thing out the door? Is that a Komodo dragon? No, that's a gator.
No,
Or
I think
croc.
that's gator of some sort.
Sheesh, look at that thing.
Like,
I
fucking shit's funny,
I
dude.
did not know they had gators in Russia. Or wherever that was. VK.
I mean, you know.
On VK.
I mean, I bet you can find some.
That, Warren, is nightmare fuel right there.
Yeah. Here you go. This is fun. This is like comically Western. So we got this guy. He's dancing and shit. He's doing it. And
Oh,
like,
no,
fucking
you don't.
horse got him.
You don't.
He got him.
You don't run between
Fucking-
4 horses. Didn't you hear the story about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse? Come on. It did
In
not work
Russia,
out well for
shoes wear
Americans.
you.
Yeah.
Warren with the joke of the night.
Nice.
All right. There was an attempt to do the parkour. Hardcore parkour.
We love this.
And action.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Oh, oh man! And
Like,
the 5-year-old playground. I've been to a lot of those with my
Oh.
kids. Like that's
Haven't you now?
That's the last place I would ever hardcore parkour is on one of those.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Here,
Hi, I'm John in
here's some
Knoxville.
more.
Welcome to
Here's
Jackass.
some Welcome to Jackass.
Well, boys,
Oh no!
I fucking sent her a little too fucking hard, bud. I really hope oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck. I said they're a little too hard there, bud.
Oh my goodness.
So, do you know how Electro was born?
Oh my. Come on. That's not real. That can't be
No, it's
real.
not.
Yeah, that can't be real.
No, it's not. But you think about it for a second.
Ugh.
Good thing the video stopped there so we couldn't see the
Ugh.
fake. You know?
That's great.
This one's not fake though. All right. And action.
Lady on the left is like bent over tying her boot or taking something out of her shoes or something, and this guy's gonna come and start robbing her. And you see the bystander kind of stop there and start yelling at him or something, or at least witnessing what he's doing. He's gonna grab her stuff and run off, and here it comes, friends, as he runs off. This guy in a truck sees it and absolutely plays pinball with that guy between the grill of the truck and the wall. And now we're gonna see our driver kind of, figure out a way to get out of his pickup here and see what the heck is going on. And if you look at the news story that I've linked in the description, this moron actually lived through this. I can't believe it, but the perp did. He faces significant charges.
He's okay.
He's okay.
He's okay.
Wow.
But charges are pressed.
Bounce. Did you see the
this is
Disney
for
California Spider-Man? No. Shittier juice.
No, this is for our executive producer Shadowban.
Everybody claims they want to make big boy money.
Oh
You want to
my.
make all that big boy money, you got to come do some big boy shit. What it's supposed to look like?
Like, have you ever seen him fucking do that shit? Those are like the radio towers or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Like, you want to make some big boy money? Fucking.
That's some big boy shit.
This I brought for Noli. This is gonna be fucking
Love
good.
you, Noli.
We watched fights
Where the
all
hell
last
are
night.
you? Oh, I didn't
And
text.
this
I didn't
guy's
text her the link.
amazing. He's amazing.
Baby, put my window down, bro.
Oh fuck.
Put my window down, bro.
Oh, fuck
Oh, I'm gonna make you miss. Oh, and then knock you out.
Oh, Chuck done scraped his head. He done put Chuck to sleep.
He done put Chuck to
Chuck.
sleep.
Chuck did that to himself. They grown.
Chuck did that to himself.
Wow. Yeah. Shout out to Noli. Love you, Noli.
Yeah. There's a little
Eric,
fallback.
thank you.
Like,
Thanks for coming, bud. Good to see you.
What's up, Eric?
All the usuals are here. We got Joe. We played Joe's video
So-
before. I know you saw that.
Yep, that was fun. Joe's videos are always fucking great.
Oh my god, so fire.
Here's another great video. I mean, I feel the energy, but I think wrong outcome.
So we're going to go in and file a complaint because we were illegally pulled over about an hour ago. Isn't that right, Brandon? That's 100%.
Let's go, Brandon.
We felt a little afraid for our lives when we were pulled over, so we figured we better protect ourselves.
What? 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 He's walking into a police station, is he not? What the hell did he do? What the hell was that?
Like,
what?
Oh
my god!
Holy shit!
What? That was like a scene out of GTA 3, like, or GTA 5. Like, seriously, put the gun down, put it down, put it down. Now
that was a serious audit.
I will
That's what
get-
that was. They were serious.
I will guarantee you that the person on the other side of that, what we saw, they were white.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Both of them clearly, but still, So here you go. What do you think is going to happen here?
Oh, I think there's going to be either a limb breaking or him falling. Which one? We're both. There he goes. Bye. Yes and yes.
The sound at the end, dude.
What?
Like. So this is we'll start this. Look.
Oh.
There you go. And fucking what is that? A
Oh
portal
my
to hell?
God.
What? Like.
That's a sinkhole. Oh my
Like-
God, that's really scary.
Ooh. Like that was where he was sitting.
In a kid-sized chair.
Go buy a lottery ticket.
Look at that. Like he's literally sitting in a kiddie
Like-
chair. The chair is gone. Where's the yellow chair?
Right.
It fell in the sinkhole.
Oh,
How?
I wish I knew.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. What's down there? What's that? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Fun stuff.
Ruh-roh. Ba 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 ba. Oh, lots of fire. And are we gonna start exploding yet? Boom! Oh, thank you. That don't feel good.
That don't feel good. Ouchies, that's hot. So this one's ridiculous. Holy shit. So Brandy, who's a fine girl from Nebraska, was so brave.
Was
You know.
so brave. Oh. Ow. Oh. Oh. Booga. Ow.
Like.
Let's do it again. Let's hear that
Ow.
again. Let's hear it again.
You want to see it
I
again?
need it
You
again.
wanna
I
see
need
it
that again.
Right.
Oh, that is ass and legs first.
Oh. That sucks.
Oh,
That sucks.
that's a pain in the
What a
tuchus.
good wife she would be.
A
So,
pain in the tuchus. The
so
tuchus.
we end on bangs here, right? Usually. So I figured we should have like a little bit different bang this time. So, you know, we see there's a car on fire.
Yes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where's that gonna land? Because what goes up must come down.
Like, that's the fucking.
That had good air.
Like,
wait, there's more?
extinguisher?
Is there more? Yes, that's the fire extinguisher. Wow.
Whee!
That's like Wally. That
Like-
reminds me of the scene out of Wally, where he uses the fire extinguisher to kind of. That's like burst. Wow.
The sound on
Yeah,
that's fucking.
that's
great.
gonna hurt
But
when
anyway.
that comes down. Whoever that comes down on.
Hopefully everyone enjoyed boats, as we usually do.
Okay, we are done with boats, so let's go back to, hey, there's the bird and the reef, the cock and bong and the reef Breland, the reefer man.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, we've got a crazy week coming up. Tomorrow
Night or tomorrow at like 2:00 East Coast. We've
2 p.m.
got,
Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific.
Muhammad
Almazi and Tara Reid.
Almazi.
That's right.
Yep.
On Tuesday, we've got American Tradition, and we also have a special edition of Tara Reid's Politics of Survival with Igor Lopatnik. So look out for those. Igor is supposed to, I believe, be at 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday night. Maybe it's 6 p.m. I'm not sure what time Reese working that one. And then at 10 p.m. Eastern, we've got American Tradition on Tuesday night. Wednesday, 3:30 to 4:30 p.m., we're going to have the INN one-on-one, Indy and Rob Durden. And then at 9 p.m., we're going to have INN News episode 12. Thursday night, look out for Uncle Warren's Extra Booyah. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern time, scheduled usually for on Thursday nights. Friday night, maybe not. Reefer After Dark. That's 17th. And Saturday night, we're going to try to take an actual night off. Let's see. I'll probably end up doing some show. Z from the People's Voice Network reached out. He wants me to come on. Sabby and Franco both said they wanted me to come on and do stuff. Misty actually just DM'd me and she said that her radio show format's going to be changing soon. So anyone who wants to do the 1 hour segments, this is going to be the last week to do that. So I may end up trying to squeeze in an hour with Misty.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
What else? Did I miss anything? How did we miss that? Did I miss anything? And then, of course, that's next Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Father's Day. I don't know if we're going to be live. If anything, I may do another clip show. Or show a Franco, like live with Franco covering the article, and then the other half will be clips. We may even try to pull together like a boats thing in the next week and a half or so. I don't know. Next week's crazy. I don't know. We'll see what we do. But we'll try to run something Sunday night. And then next Monday, Tara's already got a guest booked. And I think we're working on Tuesday as well. She's got another reporter from Donbass or from somewhere in Ukraine. By the way, again, if you have not had a chance to check out Eva Bartlett, interviewed live from Ukraine last night with Tara Reid, please go to Tara Reid's channel. It's also on the INN channels. I actually engineered that stream in the back end. She was wonderful to talk to. Really appreciate her giving her time, getting up early in the morning to support independent media and support INN, support Tara. And definitely support Eva as well. linktr.ee, I think it's /Eva K Bartlett, EVA K Bartlett. And if you go to Tara's stream with Eva, the links are in the description. I was told today by a little birdie named Phantomas that we have some clips already set up. And we are going to be putting those out throughout the week. So, yeah, shout out to Fanto for knocking out all them clips. So, again, thank you so much to everybody for your support, for sharing all the stuff, for amplifying INN, for sharing the article, indienewsnetwork.substack.com, independentleft.news. This has been How Do We Miss That? Episode 38. And thank you to Sabby and you know, I'll let Reef go out with our favorite phrase, which is
keep listening to what little birds have to tell you. Stay independent. Good night, everybody.